are Daniel Negreanu and Hafiz Khan. Both have just fallen short of winning an EPT and would love nothing more than to secure this prestigious title. These two have already tangled, so expect some entertaining antics on our feature table.
I mean, would that line ever work on a girl? You know, like, hey, we're nothing but mammals. Why don't we do it like they do on the Discovery Channel? Like, go to a bar and try that pickup line on a girl?
Doesn't work. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
We have an all-in on one of the outer tables. Tom Marchese has Jason Duval at risk. It's a flip.
Come on.
Duval finished 8th in EPT Madrid this season.
Come on.
His hand's best. I'd be careful about asking anything to come on other than a deuce.
Yeah. You didn't want to river that set.
Oh, this poor guy. He's so upset he can only speak in high-pitched beeps. It's terrible.
Marchese rivers a straight and eliminates the Canadian.
That boy is devastated. Hope you feel good about yourself, Marchese.
Well, the last time we saw Maxim Likov, he was the boss at our feature table. Involved in a hand here against Italy's Marco Della Tomasina.
Della, too many letters in his name.
A flop. King Deuce Jack with 2 hearts.
Flush and Broadway draws galore.
Likov's in position. Della Tomasina leads for 3,000.
Lots of hands and button raise and 3-betting ranges that are all over this board.
Likov makes the call. The turn. There's another jack.
Doesn't add any draws, but it does change some things. Mainly second pair just became the near nuts.
Della Tomasina checks. And Likov moves all in.
This could be any kind of draw or made hand. Don't think he's got total air, though.
Quick call. Della Tomasina has kings full. Likov has a jack.
It's a cooler.
Oh.
Well, it was cooler-ish. Max got a little loose flop and decided to peel the flop, only instead of turning gin, he took it on the chin.
From table hero to 0 in the space of just a couple of levels.
More like miss aloft.
Well, let's see how his best buddy's getting on. Elke involved in a pot against fellow Frenchman Darko Stojanovic.
Reputation of being a wild man, I would expect him to gamble.
7,200.
Elke bets the river.
Well, there's a big bet. He's practically all in.
Showdown. Stojanovic tables 8-9 for trips.
8-9's gonna be good.
Oh, Elke has the same hand.
Told you. Good for... Gotta wonder what one of those guys was doing in the hand with 9-8 off.
Got it. Need to work on the delivery a little bit.
I'm not a singer by nature.
To the secondary feature table where Lex Veldhouse is all in.
You're that bad at math?
For his last 6.5K.
What you gonna do? Yeah, I gamble for you.
It's for London.
Oh, wow.
Nasty slow roll.
Don't punish me, God. Yes, punish him. Punish him for the slow roll. No.
Lex picks up some wheel outs.
No! Boom!
Headshot.
That'll teach you, Loddon.
Do you believe in karma, Johnny? Because I do. From now on. Thank you.
God.
Full cash. Thank you.
Pretty sure karma's supposed to be a two-way street. I'd shut up.
What are you saying? I'm counting your chips. I can't hear you.
Well, if karma's real, neither one of these guys is walking out of here a winner.
8-10 suited. 700.
A bit loose from early.
Edouard Kebzu has ace-6 suited. He'll make the call from the hijack.
Also a tad loose with so much action behind.
Thomas Gabriel calls from the cutoff with jack Sal. King 7 suited in the small blind.
He's getting okay pot odds to call with a suited king.
He calls what he does, and Daniel Negreanu will call from the top pair. And he bets 1,000.
Donk bet. Weird.
Gets rid of the original razor. Does not get rid of Edward Kebzu. He makes the call. Gabriel and Fursal both up. 2 of clubs on the turn.
Doesn't really change much.
You know what that means?
575.
Should be 600.
Oh, I didn't have 6.
3 of clubs on the river.
5,700.
That's a much bigger bet.
I know you don't have a 4. You don't play the little ones. You always play the big ones.
Pot-sized bluff, I think, even though he...
That's my guess.
Trying to take him off a bigger ace.
There you go. Let's see what happens.
Oh, God.
Kebzu calls.
I have ace and a 7.
You're good.
You win.
Oh, okay. Oh! I didn't know it was a value bet. I'll take it. I was so bluffing just there. Like, good bluff. Right. I was trying to bluff him off ace 10.
So sick. Good hand, good hand.
Thank you.
I'd like to see how much faster his bluff would have been snapped off had Kebzu actually had ace 10. You know, we should add to this stat that he's up at least 5 figures on bets involving Elke and Lex kicking and punching each other.
Over to the secondary. Well, we've been joined by a spectator.
Oh, look. It's the one guy in poker who's as big a lech as me. And look who he just so happens to be standing behind. It's a girl. 2 of them, actually.
Gus Hansen railing Maria Ho.
Are you allowed to say that?
She's raised to 800. Johnny Lodden's.
Like, you're gonna try to take my chips, but you want to take your chips? It's like a food chain right now. I feel like I'm at the bottom.
I'm sure any of these guys would be fine with that.
Well, Paul Testud has also called out of the big blind, so we're going 4-way to this flop. Which is 4.
Haven't seen a flop this wet since Waterworld.
Actions on Maria. She was the pre-flop aggressor. She gives up the bet. Johnny Lodden. He bets 2,225. Did both muck.
There's just so many possibilities on this board with the pot going to the flop several ways.
Maria looks back at her cards. Maria's got 2 overs and a flush draw. Top set for Lodden.
I didn't want to see flush draw.
Her overs are dead, but her heart will go on.
Please.
And she hits on the turn. Lodden has a redraw. Needs the board to...
If it makes him feel any better, that turn card brought the whole world.
Really? I'm sure. I think it's funny.
It's about as funny as the Big Bang Theory. Take that for what it's worth.
Not sure how Maria feels about receiving the attentions of Gus Hansen, but she'll be happy with that double up.
I think, like many people do, loved the game, and they had a home game. And of course, the very first time I played, I beat all of them. So naturally, I thought it was just made to play this game. And obviously, I learned the hard way that, you know, there's a lot more to it than just luck. More and more recreationally in college, and by the time I graduated, I decided to take it up for a living. But now it's been 7 years that I've been playing professionally, and, you know, I've just never looked back, and luckily, it's worked out really well for me. I travel, and living in California, it takes, 12 hours to get to this side of the world. There would be no better way for me to introduce myself to the European Poker Tour world by winning a marquee tournament like the Grand Final. Of course, I'm to be played, but I feel really confident that I'm good enough to win, and hopefully things will go my way.
You know, we're pretty spoiled as a society when we complain that it takes 12 hours.
Hole cards on this next hand. Aviz Khan is under the gun. Looks like he wants to play.
Cool little beat.
He raises to 900.
A first position raise, so we're going to have to give this a modicum of respect.
How much respect are we giving this call from Edward Kebzu?
Meh.
Daniel's on the button and has pocket jacks.
If I know Daniel, he'll make a smallish 3-bet. Jacks are too good of a hand to just call with, even to a raise under the gun. Plus, we'll often pick up Kebzu's dead money if he folds.
Daniel does re-raise, makes it 2650 total. Ramden gives up his small blind. Anatoly Gertovoy folds out of the big blind. Action back on Khan. And he will 4-bet to 5,900.
Well, this just got serious. For most people, Ace-King suited is going to be the bottom of their range here.
Kebzu's out of the way.
Still, we can't fold.
Daniel makes the call, and we go heads up to the flop. Nearly 14k in the middle already. And a 4-6-9 flop.
Pretty good flop for 2 jacks, assuming we're not up against aces, kings, or queens, which is a fairly...
On continues for 5,500.
This is starting to smell more and more like a big pair, although ace-king would still have to continue in that spot. There's not a ton of draws out there for Khan to be semi-bluffing, so we pretty much still have to call here. Maybe we can just hit a jack and simplify all this, please?
Daniel calls and now has less than a pot-sized bet behind. The turn. There's another low card, the 5 of clubs.
And that makes this board far less dry, but in a 4-bet pot, we shouldn't really be up against those kinds of cards.
Khan does not barrel, he checks.
Good spot to check behind, get to a cheap showdown. I think with this one of a board, Khan would be unlikely to check a good hand, so I'm all for checking here and calling the river. Well, don't worry, I'm sure Daniel knows what he's doing.
He bets small, 37.50.
Okay, that bet was for a 1/7 the size of the pot. The con of making a bet like this is that you give your opponent the chance to blow you off your hand. The pro is... I'm not sure what the pro is.
Alright, I guess I found out cheaper than most.
Khan bet enough to put Daniel all in. Daniel mucks the jacks. Khan had king 3.
6 semi-bluff.
3 card and then hit a set on the river, but I was like, no, I'll pay $37.50. If he can raise bluff here, that's just like, I'll bow.
No, I had it.
I figured you had aces the whole time, and I still paid till then.
I'm not going to be the one that tells him. You know what it'll say? Con!
As we head to the outer tables, looks like this will be the last hand of the level. Players about to go on break. Salvatore Bianco has checked the river. Elke checks behind. Elke shows a busted draw. Bianco, a pair of 10s.
And he throws his cards at the dealer! And that dealer had only 2 days to retirement. Sad.
Elke letting his emotions get the better of him. An uncharacteristic lapse in that cool demeanor. So the players are going on break, we are doing the same, and the action continues here on day 1B of the EPT Grand Final.
Remember the feeling of entering our lobby and easily finding the game you're looking for? Remember the sights and sounds of online poker at its best, or testing your skills against the pros? Remember the non-stop action of Rush Poker and destroying egos one hand at a time in the most exciting tournaments available? It was a thrill you could only get at FullTiltPoker.net. Good news, the thrill is back. FullTiltPoker.net. It's where we play.
Night has fallen here at the PokerStars and Monte Carlo Casino EPT Grand Final, and some familiar faces have already bitten the dust. Earlier we saw Eugene Kachalov and Maxim Likov depart, and 2 former EPT champions. Italy's Salvatore Bonavena and Germany won't be adding a second title to their CVs here in Monaco. While Jason Mercier, Kevin McPhee, Liv Marie and Sandra Noyox are previous winners still in the throwing his cards at the dealer just before the break.
I'm not exactly sure what planet Elke's from, so the orbit length could vary.
At our feature table, Daniel Negreanu's not having an easy time, playing around half his starting stack. It's been folded to him in the hijack. He's got
$9.50.
And he's raising.
It's a min plus raise, as he is wont to do.
Queen 10 off for Gertavoy on the button.
We know Gertavoy is dominated, but he could take a peek at this in position if he wanted. Tight is right.
The Russian folds. King 10 for Hafiz Khan in the small blind.
While King 10 is better than Queen 10, out of position, that's usually more of a spot for a 3-bet or a fold.
He calls. And Edward Kebzu, despite being short stacked, will call out of the big with A7.
Usually an obligatory hand to defend with, but not sure with his stack.
King 6-3. Khan takes the lead with top pair. Both the blinds check to Daniel.
Daniel totally whiffed.
$12.50.
He continues. 1,250.
Khan not going anywhere.
He calls.
This is the driest flop I've seen since the invention of lying. So when Khan calls you a top pair, Daniel should probably just shut it down.
Way heads up to the turn. 2 of clubs.
Neither player improves. Fairly inconsequential flush draw developed.
Check, check. And the jack of spades on the river.
Bad card for Daniel. Looks like Khan's looking to take him out.
2-6.
What can you have here outside of the king? Which king do you have?
Spades.
So that king 10 of spades again?
Guy's good, except he's still gonna call. This is gonna be classic Daniel when he calls, though.
He calls.
Why does it have to be suited?
Oh, just king 10? Okay. Why do I tell people what they have and then pay? It's pretty stupid.
Story checks out.
Yeah. It was the only hand I can come up with that he had, too. It was exactly king 10. But
Yeah,
I still want to see it. Curiosity. I sleep well at night, though. I'll tell you that much. I sleep good.
And if he keeps making calls like that, he'll be getting to bed pretty early.
So Daniel got it right that time, but still made the call in an earlier hand. He got it wrong and folded the best hand. So what was he thinking?
I was on the button. It was 900 to me. I decided to put in a healthy raise with 2 jacks, 2650. Figuring I'm just going to win it before the flop, or maybe get the weaker player to call so we can play heads up. Now Hafiz, to my surprise, makes it 5900, and I really felt like he was strong. So I have him down to like either queens, kings, or aces, or ace king. So realistically, it's probably a spot where I could have just folded. But I thought, you know what? Let me see if I can snap a jack, win a big pot, and double up, and you know, really have a shot in the tournament. So I called. Now the flop came 964, and he bet 5,500, which he's going to do with ace king or a big pair. But once again, I really felt like my read was that he had the big pair, so I should have folded. But instead, I decided to call and see what he does in the turn. Now the turn card is another complete blank, and he decides to check. Well, that doesn't mean necessarily that it doesn't have aces or kings, because he's going to do that with that hand as well. My fear was if I checked, then on the river he might bet something like 8,000 and puts me in a tough spot. So I decided to bet 3,750. When he moved all in, I'm like, okay, you have aces, duh. And it didn't take me much thought because I'd already planned on folding, so as soon as he made the raise, I'm like, you got me. I'm 100% certain he had aces or kings. There's no way he didn't have me beat. So I'm not going to be... If he somehow didn't, I'd be in absolute shock.
But I guess we better send an ambulance to Daniel's house. I guess you could say he got caught up in a real con job. Am I right? Hello. Hello? He got conned, y'all.
Out on the secondary feature table. 4-way action. Maria Ho is checked. Johnny Lodden will bet 4,000 in the middle. He makes it roughly half pot.
This board's drier than a pack of beef jerky.
Goryachev and Carvin both fold. Decision back on Maria Ho.
Lodden's bet more than half the pot. He was into 3 players after raising early. This is going to look pretty strong.
Maria looks back at her hand and folds.
Here in Monaco, they say pass instead of fold, which is the same thing, only slightly more expensive.
Johnny Lodden had a 4.
The nuts.
2/3 of his stack, and then shows a bluff, you know, in a single raise spot. And then in a spot that doesn't matter, you be all cool and you show a bluff. Didn't show a bluff.
No, he just showed me that I did the right thing by folding because he was never gonna lay down bottom pair there. He's like, good fold, good fold. No, don't even try it.
Could have had a set of 4s.
On the outer tables, we've lost a former champion. Mark Telcher KO'd by Annette Oberstad.
Nice to see Annette on the EPT. I think her screen name's got to be Annette 22 or 23 by now.
She's back amongst the big stacks. 5th in chips overall with close to 100,000. Another female player doing well is Anna Marquez, 7th on the leaderboard. Hafiz Khan, 9th in chips in the tournament, and he's the chip daddy at our feature table. Line still 200, 400. Action has been folded to Khan, under the gun +2. Ace Queen off. He raises to 900. Ace King for Edward Kebzu.
When you've got Ace King against a player as live as Hafiz
2,500.
For half his stack.
Did him to just get it in right there.
Passed around to Vasily Fursau. 8-5 off. That'll go in the muck. Daniel gives up the big blind, so it...
Nope.
He calls. 10-4, 10 flop.
All right, well, if Khan's going to stop and go every flop, I guess calling's okay, and still no.
Jack. King on the turn.
Well, I see where this is going. Yeah, what he said.
I gotta see it now. Otherwise, I won't be able to sleep.
How could you not?
He has to call.
Ace King over here.
Instead of getting the money in as a 3-to-1 dog, Khan got it in as a 9-to-1 dog. Tough to do that.
Oh, well, it was the same result.
Oh, you need a jack. Well, that's what he needs.
Yeah. I'm thinking that in my head anyways.
Oh, the deuce.
He does need a jack.
And he gets it.
Nice job, Daniel.
sick. Bad luck.
Okay.
Bad luck. Bad luck.
I was like I could save, but I was gonna get it in free anyway.
So Edward Kebzu takes the walk of shame.
And this guy's having a pretty good day.
I've been playing poker for, I would say, about 6-7 years, and I've had success where I've done well in tournaments, and then I also play cash games. I got second in the PCA in 2008 to Elke, who got first, which is kind of bittersweet. The first time I played live, and I went all the way and got second, and I don't know, experience like that is kind of surreal. It doesn't sink in that moment, but, you know, the months after that, you realize what just happened, and I don't know, I just feel blessed and lucky to go through that. The table with Daniel and Viktor, it's a fun table. I have position on them, so, you know, I'm able to take advantage of some things where if they're playing too many hands, you know, with position, I can take advantage of that and accumulate chips. Daniel always keeps it lively at the table, so, and he's a nice guy, and so is Viktor. He's a great guy, he's a friend of mine, so I love playing with both of them. To win the EPT tournaments of the year, one of the top 2 or 3 tournaments of the year, and in our profession, that's next to winning the World Series poker main event. You know, EPT Grand Final is the next best thing. So someday, I hope I can say that I won it.
That we can be your next best thing just because we don't have beef jerky. Brutal.
Pocket aces for Vasily Fursal.
Fursal, first to act.
Raises to 1,025. Folded around to Hafiz Khan, and with 10-3 offsuit, he is raising.
Oh boy. This is when the power of running good starts to go to your head.
He 3-bets to 2,700.
You simply cannot win every hand of a tournament.
Back on Fursal, who immediately 4-bets to 6,625.
This was an under-the-gun raise and then a 4-bet. This would definitely be the bad kind of button clicking.
He compounds his error by 5-betting to 16k.
Click! I'm going to be nice and say that this play is really, really, really bad.
And there's the 6-bet from Fursal. Get the message.
5, nope.
He calls. Well, he does have position. I'm looking for a positive. I'm sorry, I can't find one.
He was getting okay pot odds. Oh, man.
Well, surprise, surprise. Hafiz Khan does not improve on the flop.
This is a really innocuous flop for 2 aces.
Fursal continues. This is the battle of the 2 big stacks at the table, by the way.
Teeny tiny bet.
Khan calls. There's now 82,000 in the middle.
Sweet float, brah.
And a 10 on the turn.
Not a great turn for 2 aces.
Oh.
But he shoves anyway.
How much?
Why are you even asking?
You're not gonna believe what I have, my man.
Nope.
You though.
That would be amazingly bad. Hafiz is mostly playing by feel here and is likely all juiced up by how hot he's running and not really thinking about much else.
Just folded the flop.
Ding.
Try pre-flop.
Fursal's just playing his hand and hoping to get paid off by the guy in the pot. He's got no idea how badly he wants a call.
Unbelievable. I have 5 fold.
Yeah.
What a bluff.
No bluff.
Well, yeah, they don't need to see it. Just played it bad, really bad. I thought he was monkeying around pre-flop.
Pretty sure only one of you was monkeying around.
Nice hand, my man.
Khan did about half his stack in that hand. What do you reckon? Case of positive tilt? Tag your comments, EPT Grand Final.
Rafa Nadal, 11-time Grand Slam champion. Versus Lucia Arroyo. In the town pillow fight of 2009, she was runner-up. We are competition anytime.
Nadal.
We are poker.
Players drawing to a close on day 1B of the PokerStars and Monte Carlo Casino EPT Grand Final. and a few familiar faces look set to make it through the day. Barring a major catastrophe, super high roller champ Justin Bonomo will be back for day 2, as will fellow Americans Chris Moneymaker and Faraz Jaka, along with some of Europe's big guns, Marcel Lusk, Dario Minieri and Piers Hines. One player who needs a bit of help is Daniel Negreanu. He's had a torrid time at the feature table, mostly at the hands of Hafiz Khan. Kid Poker's down to just 6,000 chips and needs some assistance from Lady Luck.
Lady Luck, another chick who won't return my phone calls.
Blinds up to 250-500 with a 50 ante. Daniel's under the gun, ace-9.
Looks like a fine hand to go broke with.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All in.
Oh. Finito. Russia's calling.
Well, what's Russia got?
King, queen suited.
If Gerdevoy would dominate it, Daniel maybe would have just raised rather than shove.
I like to play with you.
Oh, maybe somebody else will double me.
Personally, I never want to call of ace-9.
I need more chips.
Not me.
I'm better than you.
Gabriel has the same hand.
6 dimes, bro. Dallas. Thomas Dallas Scott.
That's Thomas Gabriel. And this would be a much looser call than it would be a shove.
Eugene foul.
He does call.
Especially with action behind.
He's the original, bro.
Well, I have 2 kings.
Good one!
Yeah, that's no good.
King, queen.
Oh. Well, not free roll, not yet.
2 flushes.
2 flush draws, yeah. Russian is optimist.
I like my 2 flush draws.
You like your hand?
I like it.
Let's bet more on the side. Come on. 5,000 euro on the side. We can't do that on team. Spade, spade, I win! Sweet. There's no way you can win now. Can you feel it? Like, the karma's so obvious that there's like, they're all spades. The burn card's a spade. Everyone coming is a spade. They're going to be spade, spade. It's guaranteed. I'll bet even money I make this flush right now. Oh, what the heck?
Genuine shock.
What a sick beat that would have been if I was against him. That flop, and he's got king, queen. Okay. Come on, spade. It should be spade. Calling with this garbage. This Americans today. I told you for sure I win. I felt it. Huh? At least you could afford it.
Daniel doubles up to about a quarter of the average. Daniel's seen 64 hands at our feature table, and he's played 22 of those hands, which is fairly high at a full table. Eskins hands for a win rate of a whopping 23%. He's only had 2 premium hands in that time, and the only one that held up was pocket aces. Daniel's obviously a great player, but when you play as many weak hands as he does, it's easy to run up against dominating hands that cause you to make expensive second-best ones.
Maria Ho open, Lex Veldhouse 3-bet. Maria Ho is now 4-bet, enough to put Lex all in.
All right, Han Solo.
He calls. He was right to have a bad feeling. His ace-queen dominated by Maria Ho's ace-king.
Tough to get away from ace-queen in that spot with that chip stack. Really not much either of them could do.
And he's drawing pretty thin.
Ace-queen is in real trouble now. He had backdoor spades.
Good luck.
But no. How about a parting shot for Johnny Lawton? No?
Rich in chips. Lines are going up to 300, 600 with a 75 ante. And Will Molson has just joined our feature table.
Don't let the bedhead fool you. Molson Golson is a high roller specialist.
Action on Alexei Fursau with pocket queens.
This guy's kind of a card rack, huh?
Daniel has 10s.
Bye, Daniel.
Ow, he says ow.
Another standard shove from Daniel.
10, 13, 14, 6 1/4.
14,000?
14,000, 6 1/4. And the plan is to end with 31, 6, 25. You got 45 minutes to do that. And this is step 1.
Step 1 toward the exit, unfortunately.
On my way.
If my God, no TV, I'm fault.
Okay.
But I show TV, no fault.
No, I see.
Sorry.
Okay, you have good hand? Very good. I have 10. I think it's time for me to play the next tournament.
I'd be careful making that hand motion to a Belarusian.
But I did hit 10s a lot. 10s seem to hit a lot.
And he hits this time.
Oh my gosh.
Diamond.
Oh, king.
Really? You folded a 10? Oh,
Oh.
he had a 10. So if you put a queen, then I can go.
Or diamond. He has diamond. Diamond or queen?
King diamond.
How do you say king diamonds in Russian?
Next. King
How do you say
diamond.
king diamonds? How do you say diamond? Boob. Boob король. Нет.
6 1/4.
Some people run good, and some people double up Daniel. At least he makes it somewhat fun to lose to him.
Yeah.
In the game.
After getting super lucky,
What can you do?
the exact same way.
We're heading out into the field, where Elke is all in. He's been called by Tom Marchese.
I bet the dealer's probably got it in for Elke at this point. I saw a picture of him up in their break room with a line through it.
Elke with pocket fives. Jack hits a flip. A slow reveal. Elke's still in front.
Looking good so far for the Elkster.
But a jack on the turn. Marchese takes the lead. And no 5 on the river. Elke heads for the exit.
There we go. There's the classy Elke we know and love.
Tom Marchese, the beneficiary of his chips. The American now hasn't. On the secondary feature table, Johnny Loudon calls a bet of 5,100 on the turn.
There were a lot of draws on that turn, but that deuce couldn't be any bigger of a
finger bet again. Yes, he does. 12,000.
If Martin were semi-bluffing the turn, there's a good shot he missed this river. Any pair could be good here.
He calls. It's a showdown. Trip jacks for Martin Finger.
Any pair, not good.
We have an all-in at our feature table. Anatoly Gertovoy is the player at risk with kings. He's been called by Vasily Fursau with ace-king.
Fursau with another big hand.
Anybody have ace? You know?
In good position to double up here.
Yeah, still 2 more. I think you're okay. That's my feeling inside is you're fine. But if I'm not, you know.
Just has to fade an ace on the river.
8 of clubs, I guess.
Oppa! Daniel.
Yeah, there you go.
Gets the double up.
Wait, what's Fursau up to here?
Flash.
But, oh.
He switched the kings.
The old switcheroo.
No, he switched it on.
Roll. Hook, line, and sinker.
He didn't see it. That was so good.
Taking a page from my book. If you can't win, get a laugh.
That was a good one.
Could ask police.
Seriously, that's not cool. Fursau's going to jail.
That's the joy of covering this tournament from the very beginning. You get all the fun of day one. And the day ends with Anatoly Gertovoy among the chip leaders after that double up. And after eliminating Elke, Tom Marchese's also one of the 10 biggest stacks. Suffice to say, Daniel Negreanu is not in the top 10, but he's going through to day 2.
It was a bit of a grind. Just nothing seemed to really be working. All my bluffs were mistimed. My garbage hands were not hitting, and it's nice when those do, but it just seemed like I was running into hands. I'm just happy to still be in. I got lucky with 10s against queens, so anything from here on is just gravy.
Next time, superstar Phil Ivey makes his return to the EPT. The girls are out in force, with Liv Marie and Annette Oberstad taking centre stage.
I think it's going to be a good season for me, at least I hope so.
And the old school boys show the new generation they've still got it.
They don't stand a chance.
What an old school table we got here.
Day 2 is more than just another day in Monaco. And where better to finish Season 8 of the European Poker Tour than Monaco? A who's who of poker came here to play the first day of one of the biggest events in the poker calendar.
Good luck jog today too.
It's a combination of a great vacation, as well as a chance to win a whole bunch of euro.
Now, it's day 2, and a new day brings new challenges.
Winning the grand final is the most prestigious event, way more important than any other EPT.
EPT grand final, this is the one.
The game's young.
My game has definitely changed in the last couple of years.
Should have known you were such a nit.
Outplayed.
The old school veterans may have written the book, but now it's a matter of adjust or perish.
The new generations have.
Into the EPT after a lengthy break. Will this event be remembered for the comeback of a legend? Let's find out as the PokerStars and Monte Carlo Casino EPT Grand Final continues. Monaco really is the millionaire's playground. Situated along the French Riviera and home to the world-famous Casino Square, this principality is a mecca for the €1,000 for their seats. The top 96 will get a share of the huge prize pool of over €6.6 million. But not equal shares, oh no. The winner of this event will get 1.5 grand final title. Last TV table, dropping down to just 6,000 in chips, but he pulled it back.
Spade, I win!
Securing 2 massive double-ups late in the day and keeping himself in the game. And going strong, led by Maria Ho. She took Man's World. Ladies are out in force on day 2, and at our feature table, we have 2 of the best.
EPT San Remo, the biggest EPT that's ever been held. No one's ever won 2, so hopefully this is going to be mine.
But Annette Oberstad won't be overshadowed by Liv. The Norwegian won the inaugural World Series of Poker Europe main event in 2007, becoming the youngest ever bracelet winner.
Women in poker have got better in the last couple of years, and now I'm kind of like, what's going on? I don't know what they're doing anymore.
But joining them, and with arguably the most bragging rights, is American pro Joe Carter. He won the World Series main event in 2000 and biggest personalities and legends of the game.
Well, the EPT Grand Final is the pinnacle of the tour, where you're going to find the real top pros in the world.
And out in the field is poker icon Phil Ivey. It's been over 6 years since he made an EPT final table. Does he still have what it takes to go all the way?
Out there somewhere, but I'm pretty sure I saw him at the craps table about 30 seconds ago. At our main feature table, we have 2 of the youngest WSOP bracelet winners of all time. Annette Oberstad won Europe when she was 18 years old. Joe Carter won the main event when he was 21 years old. And Liv Marie won Guinness.
Those 2 people are Flavius Puica and Pavel Gonchikov. Andoni Larabe, who's actually one of the biggest stacks in the tournament. The short stack at the table, Joe Carter. Blind 800 with a 100 ante, 395 who started. Liv's first to speak, she folds under.
Hi.
Joachim Fisenko will also pass. Puika Mux. Gonchikov and Hunachin are out. As kings, and she raises from the cutoff to 1600. That's a better one.
Can somebody say cooler? Sheesh. Obviously gonna see a 3 Betsies. See you at the river.
Bet from Carter to 3,800.
I'd be shocked, actually, with as few chips as Kat has got.
Annette re-raises. Carter moves all in.
Brutal.
That was fun. Yeah, I know. I've been running pretty good this tournament, though.
Annette, talk about how good you're running. Underrated move.
She needs a king on the turn or river to eliminate Joe Carter.
Carter just has to fade 1 more street, and he'll double up.
Hey, Stan.
Overkill.
Stan?
Outplayed.
Yeah, owned.
Oh, this is adorable. Look at them.
Should have known you were such a nit.
Yeah.
Carter gets the double up to nearly 37,000. He won the world down the title in 03, and the reigning world champion, Piers Hines. Phil Ivey made the final table in 09, the year Carter won it. He's involved in a hand here against Marshall Blangenwich.
Ivy!
Ivy's bet 2,500, which has raised it to 6,200.
This board's drier room service salami plate.
Ivy makes the call. Turn card is the 7 of hearts.
A little more moist now. Love that word, moist.
It goes check, check. The river, the 6 of clubs.
Saying all kinds of hands just got there, including a bunch of hands that were total air on the flop.
Langenwich now bets 6,200.
Tough to bet into Phil Ivy there without a strong hand. Or ever.
Ivy lets it go. 60,000. Table. Anatoly Gertovoy has 9s under the gun. Raises to 2,000.
3,000.
Folded around to Joachim Fisenko. He makes...
Now she's got aces, and in a spot where she could look like she's squeeze bluffing.
She 3-bets to 6,200. Gertovoy quickly folds the 9s.
Even though he was getting decent implied odds.
And Fisenko gives up his king-jack.
Wow, like Phil Ivy's May...
Filled with familiar faces, among them Daniel Negreanu, who opens with a raise to 1,800. Gets a fold from Marcel Lusk. Elliott Smith looks interested.
He is out of position.
You raised 3,600 total.
Looks like the big blind's folded. So back on Daniel.
The problem with a small 3-bet like this is that Daniel can call with a very wide range of hands. And unless Elliott Smith's only ever re-raising very strong hands, making it so small is a mistake.
And that flop is 8-9 jack rainbow.
Like bad romantic comedies and documentaries about the food industry, this flop is right in Daniel's wheelhouse.
Smith continues for 1,800.
I don't want to get into trouble with that.
And Daniel?
Not sure what he wants to do.
He wants to move all in. Smith folds.
Hey, Freddie Deeb's at the table.
I call.
You should. I have nothing, but I have a draw. I had the ace, then suited.
I said I call.
Gamble. I'm not going to fold. So
I think there's a good shot Daniel was ahead already, too.
Maybe. I wasn't going to fold, so put it in, see what happens.
I like to call him Danny Deep Veto.
Now, I want you all to know he's in charge now.
In charge of what?
In charge.
They're all superstars here.
What an old school table we got here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
School, back again. Check it, like it, let's begin. Party on, party people, let me hear some noise. You want.
There's your noise.
You got it, baby. You want. Bust the move.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Hey, let's do one of those awesome Team Edward or Team Jacob type polls. School or the new school? Vote and tag your tweet. Final.
It's where we come to match skill against ego, where we check, call, and raise. It's where night turns into morning and friends turn into foot cracked, where the river can turn deuces into trips and fear into confidence. Because uncertainty is a rush, and what happens next is anyone's guess. FullTiltPoker.net. It's where we play.
Welcome back to the PokerStars and Monte Carlo Casino EPT Grand Final. The Oceanographic Museum in Monaco is home to exhibitions and collections of various species of aquatic life. But the 4 self-titled old-timers at our secondary feature table are certainly no fish. With a combined age of those years spent at the felt, they're keen to show they still have it.
And by it, we mean their abilities to program a VCR and to remember to take their medication.
It's Freddie Deeb against Elliott Smith, an ace-6-4 flop 2,000. Freddie looks back at his hand, usually a sign a player's about to fold.
9,000.
Not this time.
Check raise. You don't see this much anymore. Kind of like Freddie's hair. Or pagers. A raise like this tends to polarize your hand. If you're looking for a fold, a smaller raise would probably get the same job done.
Smith folds.
That's Daniel's hand.
Freddie shows junk.
Check raise on the flop.
Showing the bluff. Another thing you don't see very often anymore. Thanks for the information, Frederick.
It's just for the camera, that's why.
Loved you in twins. I feel like I'm watching poker in 2000. Cloutier.
Back to the main. And he managed to look at his hole cards away from the camera. So we have an accidental sweat hand here. I guess we'll...
He's facing a min raise.
Forward it around to Christopher Hunnichen. He gives up the small blind. Annette has Queen 9 in the big blind. And she calls, so I guess we're sweating with Annette and Joachim.
Calling there is no bigs. Not a stellar hand, but okay to defend with.
Jack 10 deuce.
Annette's full.
Goes check. Fisenko with top pair. Possibly the best hand, bets 2,300.
Definitely got to take a stab at this with top pair for value and protection, especially after Larabe gave up the betting lead. Range.
She raises. The original raiser is out. Fisenko moves all in, and Annette calls.
Easy call for Fisenko. Annette's got 10 outs.
Any king, any queen, any 8. Or a 9.
Queens can hit the last 2 9s instead.
Boom!
Got there. Shot a lot of outs, but brutal way to go. Oh well, time to say au revoir.
His chips now belong to Annette Oberstad. She's back up to around 80k.
Winning the World Series of Poker Europe just changed my life. I was 18. I was at the right time, at the right place, and if I hadn't won that tournament, I probably wouldn't be here now. I wasn't old enough to play the World Series of Poker, so I thought it was really good that it had a World Series of Poker in Europe. It was kind of my first chance to see how I would do against all the American guys. So, yeah, I thought it was a really good experience, and it turned out well, didn't it? After that, I got in an EPT, which was in Dublin in 07, right after I won my bracelet, like 2 months later. So I think everybody had these huge expectations when I went into it. Just kind of screwed up, and thinking back, there's a lot of money on the line, there's a lot of prestige, and I played that heads up terribly, and I could have done so much better. I was supposed to win that tournament, and that really hurt, and I definitely learned from that, and I know I'm not ever going to make the same mistake again. I haven't done well, too, and I feel like every time I've gotten close or deep in an EPT, I've just never really had a chance. So I'm really hoping that this might be one of those times where I get some work with, maybe I win a flip when I need to, and just, get back in it. Just be on the final table again, have a chance.
Annette once won a tournament online and only looked at her hole cards once. Not once per hand.
It's time to sweat with Annette. We're going to look at her hole cards, and we're intentionally covering up Anthony Larabe's hole cards.
Sounds like a line from a Dr. Seuss story. No, I will not sweat with Annette. No, I will not check, bet.
Larabe has raised to 1,600. Flavius Puica has called from the cutoff.
Defend this to a min raise, getting monster pot odds in a hand that will flop top pair a good percentage of the time.
3-way to the flop, which is ace high. Ace 6-7 with 2 diamonds.
Yay, we hit top pair. Like the check, in addition to playing in flow, she'll...
2,600. Puica gets out of the way.
Now, it's possible we're beat, but this could also just be a C-bet, so I'm not too worried about it just yet. I say, let's call, reevaluate on the turn.
Well, Annette does call, so we will go heads up to the turn.
Looks like we got Larabe's attention as well.
Turn card is a 9. It is the 9 of diamonds.
Some say we should go for a check raise here, but I don't think there's a ton of hands he can call with that are worse than ours.
Annette has checked.
Especially if he double barrels the diamonds.
Annette elects to call.
Everything going according to plan. Now, some folks are going to say we let him get there by not check raising the turn, but I don't know why we'd rep a better hand than what we've got, yet still hope for a call. This game has a lot to do with position, and we just didn't have it this hand.
Larabe bets a third time, 10,000.
Sucks, but this is a pretty trivial fold. I don't think there's much reason to be a hero here.
Annette lets it go. Larabe Had ace-king with the king of diamonds.
Boy, there was only one street where we weren't in terrible shape. I don't think there's much else we could have done, though. Right, guys? Guys? You're mad we didn't check raise the turn. You know what? You do it next time!
Well, earlier in the tournament, Annette Oberstad was among the chip leaders. Not anymore. But Anthony Larrabee is. After winning that pot from Annette, he's up to nearly 190,000 in chips. He's second on the leaderboard. The other player at our feature table who's in the top 10 is Anatoly Gertovoy. But the current tournament chip leader with nearly 200,000, 250 big blinds is Nick Eunice. Let's see Eunice in action. Involved in a hand here against American pro Mohsin Charania. Charania has checked the flop, a 4-9-8 rainbow. And Eunice bets 6,800.
That bet's for over half the pot. This board's got a few straight draws on it.
Charania calls. 10 of clubs on the turn.
Very coordinated turn card, which is very likely to have improved at least one of these players' hands.
Charania checks a second time.
Checking to the aggressor again.
And Eunice bets again, 14,500.
Lots of combo draws and two pair hands possible for Mohsin, I think.
He calls. The river is the queen of clubs.
Boy, a whole bunch of stuff just got there. Mohsin's got about a pot-sized bet left behind.
And he moves all in. Eunice with the decision.
Tend to believe Mohsin in this spot.
Eunice gives it up, showing the king of clubs. Charania shows no cards as he rakes in that pot.
Now, if Eunice had another club under there, especially like the ace of clubs, that might have been a bad fold.
Solid analysis. Phil Ivey facing an all-in here from Maxim Kolosov.
Yet another sloppy board.
Ivey makes the call.
Will Andrei Demidov overcall?
No. Queen 9, the hand for Kolosov. King 9, the hand for Ivey.
Ivey's ahead and pretty much had to call with Kolosov's stack. Kolosov does have outs.
Those outs being spades, queens, and tens. And there's a 10 on the river.
Ouch.
Phil Ivey loses another significant pot.
Phil Ivey, the quiet storm. Not even waiting for the chips to get pushed before tweeting about sucking out on Ivey, huh? Lols. Phil Ivey, fierce.
Back to the feature table. Lines up to 500 and 1,000 with a 100 ante.
Hey, Liv, you good? You need anything? A drink? Maybe a massage? No.
Liv is folded under the gun. The action has been passed around to Pavel Gonchikov, who has ace-7 off and raises to 2,000.
Not a huge fan of that hand.
Gertovoy.
Paradise.
Gertovoy flats.
By doing that, he's made this a solid spot for Kata to squeeze. He could be in trubs here.
7s in the small blind.
Unfortunately for him, Gertovoy could easily have a lot of weaker hands. He just doesn't.
Carter Hasenkov folds.
What is this knit roll? Come on, dude. He shoved for like 25 bigs.
I call.
Really rustles my janglies. Carter's all like...
We saw Gonchikov fold a 7, so Joe Carter is drawing to 1 out.
Yeah, but he's going to get there like 12 times out of 100. That's a lot.
Loving your optimism. Make that 4 times out of 100 now.
Well, yeah.
How about 2 times out of 100?
All right, it's not looking too good.
Joe Carter needs the 7 of spades on the river to survive. Doesn't hit.
Good luck, everyone.
So the 2009 World Series of Poker exits the EPT Grand Final.
The champ is exiting the building. The champ is exiting the building.
We are competent. Aggression. Trapped. Fighting back. We are heroes. We poker. We are PokerStars.net.
Welcome back to the PokerStars and Monte Carlo Casino EPT Grand Final. No time for a coffee break here in Monaco, with day 2 of the tournament well underway. One player who's returned to the European Poker Tour after an extensive break is Phil Ivey. His day 2 hasn't quite gone as expected. He's down from the start of play. Can the poker marvel turn things around? Well, let's head to his table. He's currently in a hand with fellow American pro William Reynolds.
Ivy of hands, pretty much any hand imaginable is possible on this board. Of course, the bigger the hand, the smaller part of the range it is.
Bill Jam moves all in.
Now when Will shoves, he's repping a flush or better, so this is a really tough spot for most of Ivey's range, which is trips and 2 pairs. Once you shove an Ivey, you don't really give him a chance to play back at you. Smart.
Ivey lets it go. And Reynolds wins the pot.
You ever notice the more pots Phil loses, the more it seems like he's got food stuck in his teeth? It's weird. I think your best shot at knocking out Phil Ivey is a tranquilizer dart. Kidding! I've heard he's immune.
Phil Ivey currently number 2 on the all-time money list.
You know, it's this difference. You had 100, so it feels like nothing. Yeah. For me, this feels like a lot because I had less.
That's what I mean.
It's a perfect example. You're like, and I'm like, yes! Same stack.
Everything's relative.
And number 1 on that list, Eric Seidel.
Is Eric talking trash on Daniel? Because Daniel also consumes beer and tequila.
But only on the eve of a tournament that costs 100,000 euros to play. Back at the feature table, action has been folded around to Annette Oberstadt. He has King-Queen offsuit.
Sure.
Tobias Reinkemeyer has joined the feature table. Not going to play this hand. Liv Marie has 9s in the small blind. Figure she will play this.
Liv's got options, though. She could 3-bet or just smooth call. She doesn't have a ton of chips, so she's holding much.
She elects to call.
It's a good spot, anyway. In between the good 2 girls.
Is that what I sound like when I say stuff like that?
Worse. The flop is ace, jack, jack. Liv's 9 still good.
But it's a gross board for 2 9s. She should check to the razor.
Annette with a gut shot.
Only king high for the moment, though she does have position in the betting lead.
Well, she bets, and Liv insta-folds.
Whoa, nice snap zoom. Really accentuates Liv's frustration. Who's working that? Sounds like the ramblings of a mental patient.
Annette's still hovering around the 80k mark. Let's see how some other female players are faring. Let me just press the mute button on Stapleton's microphone as we show you Maria Ho.
Oh, no, come on, that's no fair. I'll be good. I swear I'm not going to say anything about how hot Leo Marquez is.
Vanessa Russo.
Oh, come on, you're killing me, Hardigan.
And Anna Marquez.
Adios mio, por favor, please turn my mic back on.
Okay, let's bring Joe back as we check in on Anna's boyfriend, Bryn Kenny, who has Liv Barree's boyfriend, Kevin McPhee, at risk.
Great, just in time for the table full of boyfriends. Boring.
If I bust before she comes back to collect money for my drinks, that means I don't have to pay.
The cost of that 1 drink in Monaco will have him halfway to his next EPT buy-in.
Kevin needs a jack to survive.
Alright, game, guys.
And he's done.
6. Unlucky. Unlucky for both of us, in a way.
More unlucky for you. Unfortunately, the only thing more expensive than busting a poker tournament is eating out in Monaco. The golden arches are made of actual gold.
The current tournament chip leader is still Nick Eunice. Raking in another pot.
I was going to bet 21, and then I said, no, I'll just bet 14.
Look at the chip leader holding court over there. Tell us more about the bets you were going to make, Your Grace.
So Nick Eunice has extended that chip lead. He's now playing the better part of 225,000. Anthony Larrabee has slipped down from 2nd to 3rd. A couple of French players in the top 10 and a couple of Russians, including Anatoly Gertovoy. Well, from the big boys to one of the shortest stacks in the room. Daniel Negreanu facing a raise and a re-raise, moves all in. And gets a call.
I have suited. You have suited.
You're not suited. Why are you playing cards that aren't suited?
Small pair, something.
Yeah. I have 27-3, get it ready.
Yes, positive thinking. Now we see how strong is positive thinking.
Worked out well for him yesterday. He got awfully lucky twice.
Well, I have a queen, so that could come ace-ace.
That's pretty thin even for Daniel.
10-jack. A lot of things happening here.
All of them runner.
Oops. Oh, that's going to be a problem. I don't really. You know what? Put another king of clubs in the river.
Yes.
That's what I need to see.
That's the only way to get the money back.
King of clubs, one time. Yes. King of clubs. Or king of diamonds. Any king.
Wait, he can still hit a... Oh, never mind. I got it.
It's happened before. No, one more heart.
One more heart.
Good luck.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
How many hearts does it take to beat quads?
Daniel Negreanu eliminated by Timofey Kuznetsov.
So now you have to provide the fun on the table. You knock him out and then boring, you know.
Oh well.
Still not a bad trip to Monaco for Daniel. He made the final table and cashed in the Super High Roller event, meaning he is 3 for 3 in the Super High Roller format.
NTS, not too shabby.
Back to our feature table. Action has been folded around to Tobias Reinkemeyer. He bins the 8-3.
Not for the Japanese. 2100.
Right, it's 2100 total.
For the Japanese. Yeah, well, we went to the Thai place the other day. It was so good.
Oh, that food looked amazing through the window before the maitre d' shooed me away.
Liv's made it 2,100 from the button with King 10 off suit. Called by Flavius Puica out of the big blind with King 8. An ace 6 deuce flop with 2 diamonds.
Now, even though we knew he was dominated, Puica basically had to defend King 8 off against a 2.1x raise.
Liv continues. 2,500.
Puica's got total air.
It is. He's going to check raise.
His min raise kind of reeks of weakness. Let's see if Liv thinks so. I think even if you bet 500 more, Liv might be more inclined to fold right now.
She re-raises. It's a 3-bet to 10,600 and an insta-fold from Puica.
Nice try, buddy boy. Looks like Liv may have lost some of that patience she was talking about, but it was the right play at the right time. Same for Puica, only the exact opposite.
Heading over to our secondary feature table, now missing Daniel Negreanu, but we still have Freddie Deeb and Marcel Lusk.
Made you play bad. I come.
You see, you make us play bad now. Now, if you lose a lot of chips in this hand, against me.
Big pot. Kuznetsov wanted it to be even bigger, but he accidentally string bet and didn't get to 3-bet like he wanted to.
Hence Deeb and Lusk calling out of the blinds.
This board seems like it could generate a lot of action. Kuznetsov now with the chance to put some more money in.
One has been checked to him. And he will bet 6,500.
Betting it to 3 people should look pretty strong. Or not.
Marcel Lusk will call.
Well, Kuznetsov betting it to 3 people and Lusk calling should look pretty strong to Freddie Deeb.
Especially as he's playing pretty shallow.
Or not.
He calls as well.
Well, this should look super strong to Elliott Smith.
Wow. He raises.
Or really not. He's left himself almost nothing behind.
Kuznetsov folds. Marcel Lusk shoves.
Well, when it goes bet, call, raise, shove, you'd expect there to be some real monsters and some serious coolers out there. You'd think a straight, or at least a set, or some huge draw.
Freddie Deeb folds.
On the backs, please.
Smith makes the call and shows aces. And Marcel Lusk flopped 2 pair.
Overpair versus top and bottom? Snuh?
Smith hits a 7 on the turn to retake the lead.
Marcel just got counterfeited wicked hard. What a bizarre hand.
Double for you, I guess, eh? Gotta get lucky to win these, right?
Really surprised to see Marcel shove. 8-6 is not going to be in great shape there a lot of the time.
I don't think you felt that good with aces when you saw my hand.
I didn't.
Five outs and then you had 8.
It was either that or 9-10, so I was happy to see that instead of 9-10. Draw. So, drawing pretty thin versus 9-10.
That or it was worse?
Couldn't have been worse, right?
Tell me another story, Grandpa.
Daniel today, he tweeted that he was on the table with old school players, which was obvious. I could see them as well. How old are you now, Daniel?
24.
And a bit.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I stopped counting when I was 39.
I started at 25.
And now I forget when it was.
Yeah.
And I think the new generations have outplayed us without we knowing it.
Me? How old do I look?
You don't look any different than you did 10
40.
years ago.
Yeah, I'm 56, man.
You look good.
Thank you. You look the same too, except your hair is shorter.
Yeah.
For the old school, we're gonna have a hard time to compete with them because you don't see what you get. They analyze their hands in their mind, how they exclude certain hands out of it because they're 3, 4, 5 betting. If they would play old school after the flop, they won't stand a chance. We will outplay them because of the experience. So they come up with a new system, and now most of us are outplayed before the flop. I think they all forget that even when I'm older, that I can see it coming. I've seen it, I've studied it, and I know I have to add my game to it. Otherwise, I'm left behind. It is like this.
Those are some pretty wise words coming from a guy who still can't figure out how to wear a pair of sunglasses.
Back to our main feature table, where Anatoly Gertovoy has folded under the gun, so the action's on Tobias Reinkemeyer, ace-8 suited. He raises, a min-plus raise to 2100. Pocket jacks for Liv Barry.
Gotta 3-bet this.
I just see how much you're playing.
26 total.
Those probably look like aces to Liv by now.
She does re-raise, makes it a total of 5100. Folded around to Christopher Hunnichin, who's got pocket 9s in the small blind.
Well, what do you do here?
What you playing?
44, starting one.
And what'd you start that with?
26.
Liv plays a lot like an online kid, so this is a pretty gross spot for 2 9s. His only 2 options are fold or 4-bet go.
He decides to 4-bet to 10,100. Reinkemeyer sandwiched in the middle.
Liv's been playing so tight, I don't see how Tobias can stick around.
He folds.
And I really think Liv's got no choice here but to 5-bet shove. Yes, it's possible they're up against a bigger pair, but the small blind is such an obvious squeeze spot. I think you're going to be in good shape most of the time.
Wow, she lets it go.
Patience is a virtue, but sometimes it can hurt you.
There's a very good chance I folded the best hand.
I think there's a very good chance I folded the best hand.
One of you is right.
You didn't fold the best hand. I don't think you folded the best hand.
You had me beat? Both of y'all folded better hands than me than y'all are nits.
Huh?
Nits or nuts?
I said both of y'all folded better hands than me than y'all are nits.
Then we're nits?
Yeah.
Liv can be kind of nitty. She told me she's wearing that hoodie because she's out of clothes, to which I obviously said...
So, to find out how you can join us on the European Poker Tour, feature in the show, and win training from a top poker pro, go to pokerstars.net.
We are 10,000 people in Brazil, holding our breath. We are alone. We are all in. We are poker. We are PokerStars.net.
Welcome back to the PokerStars and Monte Carlo Casino EPT Grand Final. Before the break, we saw Daniel Negreanu sent to the rail in spectacular fashion.
Oh, that's going to be a problem.
And here are some other players who've gone broke on day 2.
Vanessa Russo will be able to wear her hat crooked all she wants from the rail. Out. Hasta la vista, Anna. Disfruta la rail. Out. Vlad Geshkabine once had a lot of chips. Now he's got the rail. Out. I hope Tom Marchese can fit that backpack into the overhead bin on the rail. Out. School of Hard Knocks out there, Hardigan.
Not gonna lie, I'm really scared right now. Blind still 500 and 1,000.
Buddy, I would never do anything to you.
Pavel Gonchakov raising from the cutoff. It was folded to him. He's got King 4 of diamonds.
And I don't love raising this, but I'm a nit, so whatever.
What do you think about Gertavoy's defend?
Well, James, there are some limits as to what you can call a min raise with out of the big blind. Yes, you're getting pot odds, but your hand never flops anything ever.
Gonchakov flops top pair.
If you're a sicko and you just have to play a hand like that, you should 3-bet it.
Gertavoy checks. Gonchakov continues. 3,100.
And this is one of the better flops for 10 deuce. Well, I know he's not thinking about calling. And if he ain't folding,
then he is raising to 8,000.
I'm cool with a check raise here, but he's gonna have to be prepared to fire more than one barrel. Gonchakov isn't likely folding here.
He calls,
but he does have the exact kind of hand you can get to fold with a double barrel sometimes.
Let's see what the turn brings. The Ace of Hearts.
This is the all-time best card ever to continue running this bluff, especially given Gonchakov's actual hand.
Gertavoy bets almost full pot, 20,000.
Other than the unnecessarily double-fisted action, I like the bet. He's putting Gonchakov in a real spot. Really tough to call here without king, queen, or better.
No way for Gonchakov to know that he has a 100% lock on the hand. And he folds the winner.
You never expect it coming from a guy over 30. Pretty unassuming fellow.
He went deep in the super high roller, bubbled the final table.
Honestly, if I were Gonchakov, I probably would have folded the Gertavoy too. Really well executed play by him. I don't know, you just never expect a huge bluff from a guy with elbow patches. It's just me.
One of the big stacks in the tournament right now. The same can't be said of Phil Ivey, who is not having a great day too. Involved in a pot here against Martin Zdenia.
Low, wet board makes all kinds of hands and draws possible. Also, since it's only 7 high, overpair is also a possibility.
Ivey will nonchalantly bet the flop, 3,500.
It's about half the pot. Really easy board to be semi-bluffing on.
Martin Zdenia made the final table of London this season. And he will bet enough to put Ivey all in.
My guess is that if Ivey were the one with a big draw, he wouldn't be able to fold. So we might be looking at top pair or an overpair for him.
Wow, Phil Ivey really doesn't have many chips.
Well, he'll have even less if he calls and he loses.
He will still have that lovely watch, though.
Yeah, and a baller lifestyle.
Ivey folds.
Not so sure he'd be able to fold a good top pair or an overpair. I guess we'll never know.
Martin Zdenia has nearly doubled his stack today. Phil Ivey has lost more than 50k. Well, I mentioned the super high roller event. There is the winner of that tournament, Justin Bonomo, playing against Mikhail Petrov.
Yeah, I don't really care what happens at the bottom of this hand. He's already up over like a mill ball this week.
Check, check on the turn. The board pairs on the river. Petrov checks again.
Doesn't look like Justin's checking again.
He's betting 19,000.
Barreling after checking the turn, he could easily have a one-pair hand he thinks is good. No flop draws came in. Even something super weak like 2-5s could be the best hand here.
Petrov folds.
Justin might not value bet that big with a hand like 2-5s, but he certainly could. That's why he's so scary. Also, he dressed as Buffalo Bill for Halloween once. Also kind of scary.
Justin closing in on the tournament chip lead with nearly 260,000. Straight back to the feature table where Tobias Reinkamai is all in with King 10, and he's drawing pretty thin. He's been called by Andoni Alarabe with pocket 10s.
Tobias was down to his last 16,000. Pretty easy call with 2 10s.
10 in the door and 2 spades.
We've got a heck of a sweat here.
Couldn't be more dramatic. It's a good flop considering the 10 was in the door, huh?
Flop's got more drama than Shakespeare in the Park.
Reinkamai needs a spade for the win. A spade to survive.
Except the 3 of spades, that's going to boat up Larrabee.
8 outs for the German. And he doesn't hit one of them.
From sweat to bricks.
Good end.
Awkward bust-out handshake.
All right. Good luck, everyone. Cheers. All right. Good luck.
I have no idea how Tobias missed those outs. I thought it was coming for sure. Also, no big deal because Tobias is up like $1 million already this week, too, after finishing second on the super high roller, so whatevs. Though, he could easily spend that on a couple of snacks from room service here.
Stay away from the minibar. Words to the wise.
I put that minibar inventor's kid through college.
Straight back to the action, which has been folded around to Christopher Hanachin. Queen 8 of diamonds on the button. Blind's currently 612. He raises to 2,500.
Suppose you gotta raise with that from the button unopened. Now, unsuited, this could be a call or a 3-bet, but you can't really fold it to a button raise. And Annette's got enough chips if she wants to play this hand out of position.
Annette will call. Gertavoy in the big blind has absolute garbage.
Now, I just want to remind everyone that the last time I said he should fold the big blind, he had 9 deuce dominated.
Raise. He's up to his old tricks again.
At least he's 3-betting this time, but still, no. This is some button clicking.
His hand is suited. He makes it 6,500 total. Action back on Hanachin.
Who seems to have a decision with Queen 8 suited. Uh-oh, looks like Hanachin can button click with the best of them.
He 4-bets to 16,000. Annette gets out of the way.
Hanachin's basically decided he doesn't want to play a flop and he wants to play his hand as a bluff instead. And Gertavoy doesn't look like he's done yet.
Raise.
What is going on here?
Click it back one more time. He's effectively jammed, which is super cool, actually, since he's only putting in 30K, but to Hanachin it's more like 60, since he's forced to assume Gertavoy's calling no matter what. But would he, though? Would he?
I think it may be academic.
Yep.
He folds.
Well, I guess we know who has the bigger mouse pad.
And after winning that pot, Gertavoy is now firmly among the tournament chip leaders. At the secondary feature table, Freddie Deeb is all in. Umberto Brenes 3-bet Elliott Smith. And Deeb has come over the top for a total of 9,500.
Not enough to make it a full 4-bet. Freddie Deeb is short, and also he doesn't have many chips.
Action now on Elliott Smith, the original raiser. He folds.
You can pass if you want.
Umberto has to call. Freddie Deeb has kings, and Umberto has jacks.
Cooler.
Freddie Deeb, 82% favourite to double up here through Umberto, but not with a jack on the flop.
It's been over already.
Wow.
It's not over yet. The king might come.
Probably not.
There is only a 5% chance of a king coming on the river.
Freddie Deeb's going to need a king and some phone books to sit on.
The river is a 10.
All right. Good luck, boys.
We lose Freddie Deeb.
Okay, see you.
Not if someone's sitting in front of you at the movies.
Lead on 18.
So Umberto Brenes still flying the flag for the old school. And another mature gentleman is among the top 5 stacks in the room. Anatoly Gertovoy, currently 3rd on the leaderboard. But Justin Bonomo, who won that super high roller title just a few days ago, is the current chip leader with 266,000. Next time, the legendary Phil Ivey headlines at our TV table, but the field is still stacked with fearless young guns looking to claim his scalp.
The game can be so cruel.
Who will make it through the day and make a play for the final title of EPT8?
Rafa Nadal, 11-time Grand Slam champion. Versus Lucia Arroyo. In the town pillow fight of 2009, she was runner-up. We are competition anytime. We are poker.
It's the denouement of Season 8. The PokerStars and Monte Carlo Casino EPT Grand Final. One last chance for a title. Some have had success elsewhere, but are still looking to get their names in the EPT record books.
Everybody that comes here wants to win it. It's special. It's a grand final for a reason.
Others have come close and want to seal the deal here in Monaco.
No more 10th finishes. I want to be first.
It was painful being so close. This time I'm looking to go further, I guess.
There are scores of huge names still in the field wanting to get their hands on 1.5 million euros and one of the most coveted trophies in poker. It's day 2 of the EPT Grand Final. 665 started. Only a third of the field remains. We've seen big guns come and go.
Big game, miss.
Previous champs bite the dust.
The next one.
And some of the game's greats challenge for one of the biggest titles on the poker circuit. 225 are still alive. Only 96 will get paid, but min cashing is not on the agenda. Every player wants the right to be called EPT Grand Final champion and the 1.5 million euros that comes with it. Last time, 2 poker heroines, Annette Oberstad and Liv Boeree, took centre stage, with Boeree taking the conservative approach, while Oberstad maintained a healthy chip stack. And we went old school on our secondary TV table. Marcel Lusk and Umberto Brenes survived, while Freddie Deeb and Daniel Negreanu took early retirement.
All right, guys.
Another legend who had a tough time was Phil Ivey. He couldn't get anything going and is now on life support. We have a stacked feature table headlined by one of the game's greats, Phil Ivey. Expectations are always high when Ivey's around, but he only has 10 big blinds, and everyone at the table wants to be the one to say, I took out Phil Ivey. Belgium's Matty de Mulder had a big score in Barcelona this season, but nothing short of making the final ice.
Yeah, just that 10th place is really, really painful. You're just so close to that final table, everything that comes along with it. I was unfortunate to bust out, but there was quite some disappointment.
It's last season's San Remo champ, Rupert Elder, looking for his second EPT title.
It would mean a lot to me to become the first 2-time EPT champion. Getting that taste for it, I really want it.
Continues right now.
Yeah, but more importantly, countdown to Ivey in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, it's like it's never gonna happen! Oh man, the way he scratches his nose is so baller!
Yeah.
Back with more money from Vegas.
Phil Ivey doesn't give walks, he gets bored playing aces and folds. 2 mistakes in this tweet. First of all, Will Molson is actually, when anyone's right, to him it's just slightly further left. In this one too. Sure, Matthias meant to write he's at the IV table, not the TV table. Silly Belgians.
Phil Ivey is the low man at the table. The big stacks belong to the Russians Demidov and Kolosov. William Reynolds has roughly...
Bouncer $1,000 for a club he wasn't even going to. Seriously, though, I don't want to say Monaco's expensive, but Phil Ivey actually asked how much a bottle costs. I'm kidding. That never happened.
Blinds 800 and 1600 with a 200 ante. Action's been folded around to Martin.
Ugh.
He folds that. Maxim Kolosov has ace-queen in the hijack, and he raises to 3,600.
Dude, we're closing in on Ivy.
Matty de Mulder, queen 9. That goes in.
Oh, see Ivy.
Button passes. Small blind. Or fold. There's your boy.
Yeah, there it is.
He is all in with King Jack.
Pretty much the easiest call ever.
Homework.
Yeah, buddy, drag it out. Take your moment in the sun. Get yourself a story for the kids.
Cool.
He calls.
I don't know how much Ivy would have had to shove to get Kolosov to fold, but probably at least twice that amount. Ivy does have two very live cards. Ivy doesn't need luck. Luck asks him for stuff.
He's roughly a 6-4 dog with 5 cards to come. You will need to hit a king or a jack.
Ivy's so surprised he missed that flop. He's trying to keep his frontal lobe from exploding. Really not too much on there for him to be thrilled about. Not even too many runner outs.
The turn is the 6 of hearts.
Hearts do him no good now. Aged by the casino host already.
A 16% chance that Ivy survives. He doesn't. He's out of here.
Look. Okay.
Well, if you're wondering, that's the guy. That's the guy right there who gave you only 5 minutes of Phil Ivey on TV. His home address. Hey, James, I'm going to go down there and get a quick little exit interview with Ivy.
Sorry, Joe, I've spoken to Ivy's people. You have to maintain a distance of 200 meters at all times.
I thought that expired at the first of the year. Hey, well, we still got some big names around. Umberto Brenes is still here. Please don't tune out. Hey, look, I'll throw it.
Both those guys are on our secondary feature table, as is Faraz Jaka. He's just arrived in the seat next to Marcel. Straight into the action. 3-betting Jonathan Benzadoun.
Well, at least we got a baller in training still alive.
Benzadoun makes the call in position.
Now, for us, 3-bets with anything all the time. However, he's doing this from the small blind, which is technically where he's supposed to be playing the least hands from. So this will be a narrowish range, relatively speaking.
The deuce 8-9 flop. And Faraz continues for 7,200.
After Faraz's 3-bet gets called, this flop is going to connect with the guy who called a lot. Hands like middle-suited connectors. Super big hands are probably 4-betting Faraz pre-flop.
Benzadoun does call. The 10 of hearts comes on the turn. Faraz moves all in.
Well, Benzadoun's obviously got a piece. That card put a lot of possibilities out there. Faraz has had great bet sizing on this hand. He left himself just enough to shove for the pot here on the turn. Between those two factors, I don't think he's ever in here with air.
Benzadoun calls. Faraz has aces. Benzadoun called pretty light. 3rd pair.
Looks like a crazy call to us, but Benzadoun had a decent amount of outs against Faraz's hand, which was nearly the top of his range. Plus, Faraz didn't have that many chips.
Benzadoun does not improve on the river. Faraz Jaka will double up.
I was thinking about singing Humberto's song, but I couldn't remember it.
Shh. He's listening to the secret book on tape.
I don't hope he has aces. But in your case, it was.
Welcome back to the Poker Stars and Monte Carlo Casino EPT Grand Final bonus coverage. We are bringing you the €1 million cash game. We've got a couple of sickos at our cash game table playing 1,000, 2,000 euro blinds. I am Joe Stapleton. I'm joined by Matt Broughton.
Good day.
And Poker Stars Team Pro and Grand Final tablists. No, it's just one tablist.
Yeah.
But he plays like two, man. Jason Mercier.
What up?
Hey, man.
How's it going?
It's good to have you back in the booth. It's been a while. Good to have you back at a final table. Also been a while.
Been a very long time from an EPT final table.
Now, I have a question. Does when will it end when you win, or does when will it end because you made a final table? Or will it not end no matter what?
I don't even know how to answer that. When will it end? You know, it's just...
It's forever with us.
Exactly.
It's timeless.
Yes,
You can win the next 3 tournaments, and then the next one you bust will be when will it end.
Correct.
Got it. Fair enough. You can see our players are returning from their dinner break. Talal Shakerchi on the left side of your screen. Sitting next to him is Niklas Heinecker. And the next seat is Sam Trickett. Looks like we're missing Ike Haxton and Viktor Blom still in the 6 and 1 seats respectively. And Paul Newey not back for break yet either. That's it. Isaac's in the 5 seat, Paul Newey in the 6 seat.
So we're heads up.
We're heads up for now. And just a reminder of those denominations. Those blue chips are worth 5,000 euros, 1,000 for the yellows. And the green chips, they are worth 25,000 euros.
Wowzers.
What do you think, Jason? What do you think of this?
I mean, this is a huge game. You know, you don't see a game like this every day. You don't see it every month. So, you know, it's really exciting.
Given the opportunity and the correct bankroll, would you sit down in this game?
I was actually planning on playing this game, but I ended up making the final table. So, decided it would be fairly irresponsible to potentially blow €500,000 before
Look
playing
at
the
you, Mr. Responsible.
Wow,
Before
grown up. Playing a final table. So, yeah, I decided to let these guys battle it out.
It's a good way to not have to go play for $500,000. Now, let's say you hadn't made the final table. Would you be excited to play in this game, or would you be like, oh, I have to play in this game?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have to play, so I would be excited.
You would
to
be
play.
excited. You'd be
Yeah,
thrilled.
For sure. Yeah, thrilled.
Maybe
yeah,
you could walk some of our listeners through what the process is. How do you go about getting $500,000? No, I don't mean like earning it yourself, but do you wire it to the cage? How do you do? How do you make this work? Do you?
I mean,
do you go around collecting.
There's all sorts of ways that you could do it. You know, if you're selling pieces or whatever, you collect it from people, or if you're just taking it all yourself, you just wire it in or bring it, or you know.
Would you bring €500,000 with you somewhere? Just a suitcase full of cash.
Some people might, you know.
Not you.
I'm not saying that I would. I'm not walking around with any money. I got
That's right.
€50 in my pocket right now. Don't rob me.
He's got his gym membership card and a pack of gum.
Yeah, I'm actually out of gum, but last piece right there in front
don't
of me.
do that. I got some for you if you want.
Sweet. I
conserve the gum myself. Ballers like us, what we do, Matt. If that gum's still good, that one he's got stuck to his iPhone right now, you can pop that right back in your mouth later. There's nothing wrong with that gum.
I just didn't know where to put it. That's all.
Jason's not guaranteed €130,000 tomorrow in this tournament. He's got to save this piece of gum for later.
Yeah, I mean, it could go
I'm
anywhere.
not saving it.
Plus, he has to give some of the, plus he swapped pieces, so he has to actually give some of this gum up. Yeah, later on.
I don't know if
let the gum go, Steve.
It's become somewhat fixated. Can I just break in? By the way, don't forget, for any of our viewers want to chuck any questions at us, nutsofpokestars.tv, or you can get to us on Twitter, #EPTLive. Any questions you got regarding the cash game, about the final table coming up, life in general, hat choice, sock material, anything you want.
If you have new hashtag suggestions for Jason Mercier, he's kind of turned it into a bit of an art, would you say?
Yeah, I'm a hashtag artist, specialist.
Yeah, what's the new one you just told me about that I really like?
Hashtag Chips Dig Me.
Chips Dig Me.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's actually been getting quite a lot of good response.
Yeah? A lot of RTs?
A lot of retweets, yeah.
A lot of RTs, some favs?
Yes.
Yeah.
A decent amount of faves.
All right.
Favs or faves?
I just have to mix it up a little.
Gotcha. Understood. Is Paul Newey like watching a movie here, or what's going on?
I was composing an email.
Changed his shirt.
Oh yeah, he's dropped the whole Vegas tourist thing. Freshened up during the break.
Jason's very protective of some of the players here. Just watch your step.
No, that was no real comment on him as a human. Just that shirt was like proper.
He was wearing a shirt that had cards on it.
Like cards and chips and welcome to Las Vegas signs.
It was like a Hawaiian Vegas shirt.
Yes.
He likes poker.
He does. He does like to pokers.
Yeah, no, and he's come in some subdued outfit now. There's No fold equity in that shot whatsoever.
Let's take a question for Jason while we wait for things to get underway here. How about Christian? This is Jason. Where's your favorite place to play cash games in Florida?
In Florida, well, I don't have a favorite place, I would say. Jacksonville is pretty nice, the poker room there. Best Bet poker room.
There you go.
Yeah. They get some decent games
Christian's
there
probably never
during
been to Florida. I
the
find
WPT.
that sometimes these people ask questions that they just want to have their questions read.
Yeah. Just want to be acknowledged by you
Right,
as a
exactly.
human.
They just want to have a conversation with with the
bro.
Merce dog. That's why you need to watch the EPT, buddy. That's what I call you.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, and then I bark afterward every time.
Oh man, I can't wait.
4 ways to this flop. Blom, the original raiser, called by Shakerchi, Heinecker, and Newey.
Sam is doing some chip art for us. 3-dimensional images to enjoy time and time again.
Blom continues. And I know, Jason, that you're not like a huge fan of giving away a ton of strategy, but if you could just sort of sometimes talk us through what kinds of hands you think folks may be horsing around with out there.
Sure, yeah.
Because that's
no
where
problem.
I need help. As a commentator, I'm trying to learn because I can't get inside the domes of you poker players because I don't play enough. So I got to sit here and pick your brain.
Is that why?
That's exactly why.
Okay.
And the fact he has absolutely no natural ability
Oh, yeah, none.
whatsoever.
No talent.
The ability to like reason and focus. That probably is more the problem.
So Blom is blasting away, so he could have anything.
Okay, see, that's what I want
So
to say.
actually, you would have said something very similar. So you're probably good there, Joe.
Okay, all right. The Merce dog.
Do you really say that? I mean, I fast forward through you, so it's very hard for me to know if you're making this up or if you do that during
I
the
do
episodes.
that, yes.
Really? Wow.
I feel like somebody else was calling me Merce Dog the other day, but maybe it was you.
Catching on.
Well, they may have, people do watch the show.
That's true, but I don't know if anyone's really like picking up your phrases and stuff.
Ooh, I don't know, Jason. I don't know. Don't you hear Daniel talking about me down there on the
Yeah,
table?
I mean,
calling
that's
me
'cause
out.
you guys are like,
We're a little tight.
Boys.
We're boys.
I'm not going to say the thing that I was going to say.
What? We're a little coupley?
Yeah,
I've been linked to worse people.
Share beds and stuff,
That happened once. Shakerchi raising under the gun this hand. Called by Newey out of the small blind. Ace, King, 9, 2 hearts. Shakerchi continues, and Newey folds. Can you make up a new hashtag for us right here on EPT Live?
I'm trying to think of one.
Okay, I'm going to let you do your thing, but I just know that would mean a lot to me.
A new hashtag.
Maybe it won't catch on, but just try something. Or go with an old favorite. Stapes won't leave me alone. Hashtag when will it end?
Yeah. There it is. I mean, you just wrote it for me.
I wish you guys could see the glare that I'm getting from Jason.
It was quite dismissive, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it's usually one that I mostly get from the female guests, but Jason's nailing it. Oh, yeah, there it is. That's the one.
That awkward silence, and I don't know what to say to you. You're a freak.
That's every other statement from Steve. Gets that look from me.
For deuce 3, 2 diamonds on the flop. Once again, Shakerchi and Newey getting involved. This time Shakerchi's out of position. Newey's got his folding hands on. Could be wrong.
The sliding the cards back and forth over each other. Not always a sign of strength.
No, but I could be wrong. Look, I felt quite confident he was folding there. And now he's going to play with some chips.
And now he's going to fold.
Yeah, okay, we were right.
He's just trying to make us look dumb.
He heard us and he thought, I'm just going to hang on to this for a minute. Oh, dear.
Solid reads, guys. Solid reads.
Oh.
So are there no annies?
No annies. Nope. And from what I understand, they kind of let these guys set their own terms.
Is it no limit pre-flop or pot limit?
It is no limit the entire time. No big game rules here.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah, no, it's no limit. 1,000, 2,000. That we were told that there's an optional 4K straddle, but I don't think we've seen it exercised even one time.
No, I'm shocked. I'm shocked nobody's just tossing in 4,000
right?
to make the game twice as big. Put in dead money. And there's the 3 bets.
27K. Real earth money. Real cash value.
And Isildur is going to 4-bet.
Christian wants us to know he lives in Miami.
And there it is.
Wow. 5K each one of these blue chips.
58,000.
Now, a lot of people are writing in asking about the plaques. Where are the plaques? Why aren't we playing with plaques? And I don't think they do plaques in Monaco. I think plaques is a France thing.
Yeah, that was the Deauville thing, really, wasn't it?
They have plaques in Monaco as well.
They have plaques in this particular venue? My guess is if we're
not in this venue,
right.
but in another.
That's what I mean.
Up in the main.
I mean, for this stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, no plaques here.
Everybody likes the plaques, right?
Just 100K cars.
Yeah, that's it.
Didn't get the reference.
100K car?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, they do have 100K car. I thought that's what you were...
it's just poker drama. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell me, come on. Share with us.
Well, it's actually an ADZ quote.
Oh, where he walks in and he says, "I don't want to."
No, not that part.
Not that part.
He said that. He said that to Jeff Madsen, like, no skateboards here, just 100K cars.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Now, is he being ironic when he says this ever, or is this just for real? ADZ.
I think it's for real.
You think it's for real? It's not an act.
I mean, part of it's an act.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into all that. No need. I don't even know why I brought it up.
A couple of questions coming in about who's in for how much. Everybody sat down originally. Correct me if I'm wrong. Everyone sat down for 500K.
Correct.
All in and call.
Oh boy, here we go.
Whoa! Hello.
Blom raised. Heinecker 3-bet to 27,000. Blom made it 58,000 for a 4-bet. Heinecker shoved. Blom called.
Yeah.
My guess is it's ace-8 that shoved?
Yes.
Ace-8 shoved.
And then Viktor called with the ace-king.
So this is almost €500,000 in the middle here.
Are they
Heinecker dominated.
Or just once?
Doesn't look like it. They have that option. It's their game, but no, it looks like they're just running it out.
How can you run it once here? These guys are sick.
Agreed. Story
checks out.
They might be running it twice.
No. It's all legit.
So Niklas Heinecker is about to lose
500K pot.
480,000 euros was what he had in front of him.
Yep.
Viktor did not quite have him covered.
No, Viktor had 237.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Jason, what's your analysis there?
I mean, Viktor played it fine. I think, Niklas probably could have got away. But he thought that Viktor was bluffing, so he jammed it in his face.
Dynamite.
It's just, that's one of those spots where if he thinks he's bluffing, he's going to stuff, and if he doesn't, then he's going to fold.
Do you know anything about Niklas Heinecker? Because I have not.
All I know is
never seen him before.
He crushes online.
He crushes online. Does he play tournaments?
No.
No, I
don't think
so. He's just here for cash games.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just to give you the end of my sentence from previous, it was 500K for everybody, and then Shakerchi had doubled up Isaac, which is how he got up to 1.1. Shakerchi then rebought for 750 and is now up to 811,000 as you can see, but obviously a bit of a shuffle of chips there. Which gets Isildur back up to 480,000.
And our broadcast today is going to go until just about 11 o'clock.
Yeah, and importantly, remind you, tomorrow is a different starting time. We've been starting at noon. We start at 2 p.m. Central Eastern Time. Central European Time. I'm just joking with you. I realise my mistake now. Central European Time. So 2 o'clock tomorrow. The game starts at 1. We have a delay because tomorrow everything will come to you with whole cards. Special treat for the final table, as it can no longer impact on anybody else unfairly.
Jason, what's Scott Seaver saying? Anything good?
He texted me pro live stream commentary. I don't even understand what he means.
I think he's probably really enjoying your analysis of the Ace King hand, would be my guess.
I mean, what else am I supposed to say? It was an all-in pre-flop, you know? Raise, re-raise, re-raise, re-raise.
No, you nailed it.
I mean,
yeah, you totally nailed it. We got a question for Jason on the emails. Let's see what happens in this hand first, but I think this is a good question. Newey, the original raiser here. Trickett's now fired the river after it went check on the turn. Newey did attempt to c-bet the flop. And Newey calls. Jack 9 from Trickett for Jack high, and a pair of aces for Newey.
That's a winner.
Is Newey looking to keep that pot a little smaller? And you would expect that. Yes, Jason?
he has ace king. He's, you know, it's like sort of.
I think this is the analysis.
Yeah, well, he also
he's not going to really
check the turn.
Raise for value.
No, I don't mean raising there. I just mean like it went check on the turn.
Right.
And so that would mean he was trying to keep the pot smaller. I don't know what I said was wrong there.
You know, you're doing fine, Jeff. You got it.
You are familiar with Joe's like glass ego.
Yeah.
You literally just tap on the side of it and he'll just leave. He will just leave.
Yeah, I almost threw the mic down right there.
He nearly. I could see actually the tears welling up in his eyes. Like he was ready to just totally collapse there.
Anyway, this question from the emails.
Recover, Joe.
Which in no way can hurt my feelings, no matter what Jason says.
No problem, buddy.
Jason, since you've won already lots of money, do you still consider ICM calculations tomorrow, or are you going for the title no matter what? From Julian. Thank you, Julian.
Well, I'm not going to give away my strategy for tomorrow.
Okay.
But I am trying to play as optimally as possible.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I would love to win, yeah, of course, but I'm not just going to be pitzing it off, you know, gambling it away.
You hear that, Julian? No pitzing.
Yeah. No pitzing.
Blom raising his hand under the gun, called by Heinecker and Trickett. Blom out of position. King 9 deuce rainbow. I'm gonna have to go all hard again on one of these guys on the Twitter, by the way, once this hand is over.
Really? Are they enraging you?
No, I'm not enraged, but I gotta go all hard again. I'll tell you in a second. Just continued here by Blom, called by Heinecker.
Called by Trickett.
Called by Trickett. Thank you, Jason.
No problem.
Check on the turn.
They usually the player that puts chips in the pot is the one.
I see this is how it's gonna be, huh? We've only been at this for 10 hours today.
46 into 49. That's not right at all.
I mean, that's not even a pot-sized bet.
That's not even pot size. That's what I was going to say.
It's pretty pretty close to it, though.
Yeah, I
know. I know.
It's close. I mean, maybe he's just miscalculated, but it's close enough to do the job, I'm guessing.
Do you think Viktor's bluffing more often or value betting more often in this spot, Jason?
I think he's value betting more often.
Like Sam might be looking him up.
Yeah, looks like he's going to call.
No.
Sam lets it go.
Made the decision.
So El Rondor has tweeted to say, you guys don't watch, this is where I'm going to get hard again on y'all, by the way. You guys don't watch Casino Royale? They have plaques. By the way, where is Le Chiffre? And man, I bet I sweat more than Mr. Blamarius. El Rondor, Casino Royale did not take place in Monte Carlo. It took place in Montenegro. Not Monte Carlo, Montenegro. Not Monte Carlo, Montenegro.
Whoa.
Does that help when I repeat it for you like that?
Uh-oh.
Not Monte Carlo,
Uh-oh.
Montenegro.
He's gone.
Stop getting Bond wrong.
That is so Hartigan. He would have been.
And also Alan Partridge.
Oh yeah, of course. Stop getting Bond wrong. Well done. Do you know what? That was not a reference I was expecting out of you, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
You've been hanging around way too long.
Can surprise you sometimes.
Sometimes.
Oh, Jason, you already won something this trip. I forgot.
I did, yeah.
The Open Face Chinese. Congratulations.
I have a chance to go back-to-back.
Yeah,
tournaments.
wow. Good for you, pal.
Thank you. Spectacular.
Jason doesn't like to give away strategy, and he does not like to give away graciousness.
Excitement?
No, excitement? No, none of it. You don't give away anything.
I mean, you can have my gum, bro, if you want it.
That is...
Still rocking the gum there.
Hello,
just sitting
hello,
there.
eBay. This gum was once in the mouth of the Merce dog.
Man, that's going to get old.
That is
Gonna.
The first time he did it, I was already sick of it. Oh,
when you hear that tomorrow, when you're at the final table, I'm
Yo, is
shouting
that-
from the back of the room.
Is that sweet, bro?
It's a little sweet. Do you want some?
I just need a sip or two
Really?
to get me through.
You're going to share a coffee with me?
Yeah, you know.
You guys are so cute. Gonna split coffee
Go
and
for it.
share some gum.
Let the rumors fly.
Oh, God, that's terrible.
Not sweet enough for you?
Not sweet enough, also not hot enough.
You know who's got the sweet tooth? The Merce dog.
Wow. This is unbearable.
2 words for you, Jason. Contractual obligation.
Hey, Meanwhile Showdown. Ace 10. It's a winner. A winner. Chicken dinner. Well, Ike's been pretty quiet, but he's sitting on 1.1 million real euros.
Yes, which is even more than his double up from earlier today. He's won a few more pots, including that 280K pot right before their dinner break. Jason,
It was actually a 175 pot. He bet 105 into 175 and then took it down.
Jason, you just take over, man. You got it.
No
you got
problem,
this
bro.
thing down.
You know, I'll handle all the poker and math stuff, and
Yeah.
you do all the jokes.
I'll do all the woofing.
Yeah, the woofing and the lame jokes.
Oh, God. When are we ending? When is this?
When will it end?
When will it end?
Suddenly.
Now I'm stealing your lines.
Yeah. Stealing my hashtags. Yo, Chips dig me, dog.
Dorothy writes in on the Twitter to say GLGL to Jason Mercier for tomorrow, and she hashtags it back of the net. What do you think of that hashtag? Yay or nay?
Back of the net?
Back of the net.
Back of the net.
A soccer reference?
Yes.
Yeah.
Football?
Football, yeah. You guys
I mean,
send in your
it's all right,
hashtags.
yeah.
That's what I want to do right now. Send in your hashtags to
Please,
EPT Live.
yeah.
And Jason's going to give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down on your hashtags.
How do you feel about hashtag face?
I love face.
Yeah, face is good. I like
Now,
that.
when you say it to someone in real life, do you just say face or do you say hashtag face?
I just say face.
Okay, that's what I've been doing. I've been using face, actually, specifically from you.
What can I don't understand. What's contextually
Face-
the right
oh,
spot?
Jason can
It's
explain
like I just busted Stapes out of the tournament. Face.
Well,
like that.
Right. Okay.
It's like an insult to injury kind of thing.
It's kind of like boom.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
wow. Okay. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Like those zingers you get out. You get out.
Right.
It's like saying burn.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Very similar to burn.
Face.
I've been using burn for a while, but I like face a lot.
Face is much better than burn. I was thinking about if I busted somebody today, I was going to shake their hand and then just go to the camera and go like this.
Jason's waving his hand in front of his face, by the way, since you can't see him.
I figured you were going to tell everyone that.
That's what kind of broadcaster I am. Talal Shakerchi wins that pot.
Face.
Face. Do you use shower?
Showers, yeah.
Showers
all the time.
big. Now, can you explain showers to the kids at home?
Basically just means like, you know, when you get sent to the showers, you're out of here, you know?
Now, would you say you showered? Like, you obviously busted someone in this tournament.
Yeah,
Name someone you showered.
I'm trying to think of who I busted. I don't remember busting anybody today. I didn't really play too many big pots. Day before. Man, this is tough.
Well, it's been a long 5 days.
Yeah.
That's right. We can focus on this action here.
Hopefully I'll send a few people to showers tomorrow.
Lots of showering. Paul Newey raising this hand, called by Shakerchi. Trickett. Checks around the flop. Checks around to Shakerchi on this 3 of diamonds turn, who bets.
I call.
Newey does call. Queen on the river.
Or is it? No, it is.
I don't understand.
We were doing a gag earlier, a game where you just say, or is it, to anything anyone says.
Ah. Or do you? You can like modify it. It's really annoying, but it goes on
I
forever.
got you. I was gonna say, or is it, but that doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Or do you?
Yeah.
just
well, now you know the
modifies.
rules of the game that you can.
Or do I?
Ah, he got it. He's a fast learner.
It's really hard.
Face.
Face. Yeah, showers.
I just got showered.
Whoa.
Or did I?
Oh, winner! That's it, and then that's it. That's the end of the
All
line.
right. Well,
Good man.
Let's stop this.
Paul Newey wins that pot after betting the river.
He led the river? Wow. Boom.
When you questioned him leading the river, I was like, oh, did I get that wrong too now? I thought you were.
Oh, no, he check called the turn, so I wasn't expecting him to lead the river.
When someone check calls the turn and then leads the river on that board, it's...
Well, yeah, exactly. On a board that doesn't change. Is that up on Twitter?
It's up on Twitter already. There's a great picture of your commentary team.
Oh, man. I might retweet that. RT. Right?
Oh, yeah, get some RTs.
I see that.
Yep. No big deal.
I got an RT from... I haven't gotten an RT from you in a while.
That's because your jokes have been slacking.
What are you talking about? My Monte Carlo jokes are unreal.
To be honest, I haven't. I've had such a hard time keeping up with the mentions that I haven't even really. I haven't even had a chance to be looking at the people I follow.
All right, well, don't just say I've been slacking.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. Your tweets are awesome. Follow Stapes.
Oh, thanks, man.
Hashtag
That's
follow
nice.
Stapes.
Follows dig me. No, it didn't work.
No.
I'm going to leave the hashtagging to you.
Yeah, let's do that.
Steve was on Twitter asking, is Gus Hansen still thinking about playing in the €1 million cash game? I don't know. We haven't seen him since he left. He kind of did genuinely look quite tempted having sat up here and watched it for a while, but then he drifted off into the distance of the surroundings. I've just had an update in my brain. He went out to the balcony to play high-stakes backgammon. There you are. As long as he's having a nice time and keeping busy. Mr. Trickett has raised it up. Got himself a call here. Paul Newey's going to play out of position. Heads up. For those 2 hearts.
Great flop for Dewey, for Newey's range. That's a joke.
Face.
Yeah.
No,
face.
I can't do it. I haven't really got the accent for it. It just sounds like a man going face.
You're like face.
Face. Yeah, I can't do it. I just. Or have I?
Peter sent in a hashtag for you to approve.
All right, let's hear it.
It's just hashtag Jurassic Park.
I don't understand the
Yeah,
rest.
That's good.
I don't know. That's it.
It's a
That's
yes.
all he sent in.
It's an Alan Partridge.
Oh, is it?
It's a, you know, with back of the net. That's
Yeah.
an Alan Partridge.
Oh,
and so it's
okay.
just like when he gets a new contract to the BBC, he goes, Jurassic Park.
Okay.
So it's like a celebratory. It doesn't make any sense at all.
These are British jokes, right?
Yeah, but this character is actually pretty funny. As opposed to, you know. Actually, I bombed doing stand-up in London, and I sent the video to my friends. Like, I just did so badly. And one of my friends wrote back, what do you expect from a country whose 2 main comedic exports are Mr. Bean and Keith Lemon? Which you wouldn't even know who they are.
Yeah, I know who Mr. Bean is.
Mr. Bean's not bad, actually. But
Yeah, but you guys are all over Monty Python, even though you can't appear to say one of the words correctly. Doesn't stop you blagging about that forever, does it?
Christopher Heaney writes in with this hashtag. Hashtag real players check fold. Nope, that's getting a head shake from Jason. Sorry.
Shower, straight to the shower, that one.
Yeah, send that one to the showers.
All right, well you didn't get it approved, but you got showered, Christopher. So. Dom writes in, Jason is the man. Hashtag face. Hashtag you can't see me.
I don't. What do you mean? Because he's on Twitter? Or?
MJ writes in to ask, how much did it cost to get Patrick Antonius to sit under that table and shuffle the cards? Probably a lot.
He's not cheap, is he? I mean, he's very good. He's very good at randomizing things, but...
That's my prop, 954 on the flop.
That's your flop?
My prop flop. Like
is 954. Who do you have that bet with?
Like if I'm gambling against like Doyle or John Hennigan or somebody in Bobby.
Do you go that specific on the props?
Yeah. Yeah, you
it must
pick
be worth
like,
a lot, huh?
Well, if you have that's my big boy.
Okay. So you got one baller flop.
Yeah, exactly. 954 because that's my area code. Broward County.
Hell. Oh, what?
Well, what?
Shout out to, what is it, Broward County?
Yeah, it's 954.
That's Fort Lauderdale?
9.
Yep. Oh, wow, it's sort of a face, too, at the same time.
954 face.
Must be the end of the day, is my guess.
Let's see, here's a hashtag for Jason. What about the hashtag get mad?
That's,
Sideways? No, that's a no, too.
It's not that good.
All right.
Pretty.
He's a tough crowd.
taskmaster. Yep. Like, really?
I mean, I'm just sitting there thinking up hashtags, so, you know, they need to have some thought into it.
This is not a hashtag, but someone's figured out that this is from the Daza. Major Sincere is an anagram of Jason Mercier. That's how he sounds. That's good.
That's good.
That's what he said. That's good. You're Major Sincere. An anagram is mixing up your letters of your name.
Sweet.
Real tough crowd here.
Whoa.
Let's check this hand out. Working on the graphics for this hand. It has gone to the turn.
I think this is a limped pot, right?
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be enough in there to warrant.
Heinecker and Trickett. Thank you. And, yeah, not much happening in that pot. Craig wants to know, is Jason going to whip out the lucky sweater?
I am not. I didn't even bring it, actually.
Confirmation.
I kind of have like a new,
retired.
Sort of new wardrobe.
What's the new
now.
lucky stuff that you got? Anything? Any
I
current
don't have any.
superstitions?
No, not really.
What's the new wardrobe? You're wearing pants. That's good. No
Yeah,
basketball shorts.
Got some new jeans.
Long sleeve shirt.
Well, this shirt's kind of old, but I've been wearing dress shirts and.
Gonna be a dress shirt at the final table tomorrow?
Oh yeah.
Really?
It's gonna be a pretty fly one.
All right. Pretty fly for a white guy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of tan. No, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty white actually. But.
Is this for real? Victor Blom all in?
No, it isn't at all. I don't know why it says that, because clearly we can see that there's like 12,000 or something out there.
It's when Graphical Nick's trying to drive the action.
I think he...
Everyone's all in, and they all lost.
I think he 4-bet.
Face.
He opened, Nicholas 3-bet, and he 4-bet. I'm pretty sure that that's what happened.
4 bizzle.
I think it's 17K to...
What's that, 7?
40, 37, 38.
Now you can lean on the all-in button. Triangle of death. Fold, win. Easy poker. Or is it?
Sean writes in to say, tomorrow will be awesome to get to the last 3 and have it be Real Kid Poker, Jake Cody, and Jason Mercier.
No love for Johnny Lawden, huh? All
It's
right.
only 140 characters.
I hear you.
I assume
Somebody
Johnny
was
was
going to
going
get lost
to
off.
be next, exactly.
There'll be another one in a minute that fills in the gaps, I'm sure.
I mean, that would be pretty awesome considering me and Jake are both going for our second title, and Negreanu is like the face of poker. Yeah. And he's going for his first title. EPT.
All kinds of great stories. None better than the Merce-Dog story, though. Wow, he's on board. I got him. See, that's the thing.
That was my one time doing
It's
that.
attrition. That's the thing. It's attrition. I'm just saying, if you want to do it at the final table tomorrow, I'm sure it'll make the TV
I
edit.
mean, I'd probably go blah,
blah, blah, blah, blah, blah, blah. I saw you do that once. That's an old one.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about of yours, but I was doing blah, blah, probably in like 05, 06.
05, 06?
Yeah.
That was about the time I was doing.
Okay, you're bringing it back.
Might have been like 03, 04 for me.
Okay, no, I'm not claiming it in any way.
I mean, it probably moved up from Florida, you know.
Because I was probably doing around 01, 02.
You know, now that I think about it, 99, 2000
Really?
sounds about right for me.
Early 90s is probably the first time I did it.
I was born in 1970, and it's the first thing I said. They picked me up, held me in the air, said it's a boy, and I went, brat,
brat, brat, brat.
And that was it. I said, face. I went, yes, please, if you don't mind.
Trickett, the
man.
pre-flop progressor here.
My prop is so hot. 445. Jeez.
What is it, 4s and 5s that you mostly
Any
on there?
any combination of 9, 5, 4 would be my big boy.
Oh, so if any
okay.
of those 3 numbers come up, you get something.
Any of those
If it
three
comes 10,
numbers,
10, 9,
if
you
it's
get
made
something.
up.
No.
No.
All
It has
of
to be
them.
made up of all of
Oh,
them in
got
any
it.
order.
Oh,
444,
Yeah.
999, anything.
555.
Just to fill in the gaps. Let's not do all the permutations.
Or 995.
Here we go. No, we are going to
Should we do them all? Should we get
Okay.
through all of them? Somebody get a list.
Yeah.
So it's Blom and Trickett to the river.
Or is it? No, it is. Actually, that's completely the wrong
check,
point.
Check.
That's going to be
That
the
10's
winner.
going to be good, right? Yeah.
Good call, Stapes.
Ship it.
Hand reading ability.
Ship it to Trickett. Usually when one guy shows his hand and it's a pair and the other one mucks, I'm like, that's got to be the winner.
Like 99.9, definitely that's your kind of scenario, isn't
Yeah.
it? For like the most exciting cash game ever broadcast, this feels like the low point of the day for me somehow. I think I was spoilt to bits by our final 16. And I'm like, yeah, these guys are all rocking like 500,000. Bah.
Me.
Yeah,
Face.
I mean, I think tournaments are just a little more exciting because
I think
there's
that
all-ins. And
I think, but I also think that tournament poker without hole cards is something that there's a certain amount of analysis you can do, and I feel like cash game is a little bit harder without the hole cards.
Right.
Thanks for agreeing with me.
Agreed. Stapes.
Boom, that has been approved. And that will be in the post-use certificate.
I think we should just cut the broadcast there. I got 1 thumbs up from Merstog, and I'm just going to retire. He almost did it again, by the way. He teased it.
Oh, man. God, I can't wait to play tomorrow. It's going to be so much fun.
You sleep properly? Do you ever go bit fizzy with excitement, or just whatever? Another day, another job?
Another day at the office. There's another hashtag.
Really? Nice.
No, I mean, I don't really get nervous anymore playing poker tournaments or cash games or whatever. But
the other way, do you wake up early like it's Christmas? Like, can't wait, give me some cards, give me some cards.
Sometimes. I mean, this tournament, I haven't been playing for where first place is over $1 million, and I can't remember the last time I was at a final table for that much money. But
yeah, I can't either. I don't mean it in a disrespectful way at all. There was a while that, in commentary, I would give you a hard time, oh, Jason wins everything, he wins every flip, blah, 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 and I started feeling bad about that.
Because you mean when I started losing everything?
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, oh, man, not only do I lose a great joke, but also, man, Jason, you were getting brutalized for a while.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen in poker, Sometimes you're, you're just going to keep sticking it in good and losing the pot.
Hashtag stay the course.
Yeah, for sure. So, but I'm back, Things are turning around.
You can't keep the Merce dog down. We've got a bunch of hashtags for you to approve, by the way.
I got very excited on your behalf. I don't even know.
I'm going to fire through these, Jason, and you just say really quick yes or no, okay?
Right.
Don't think about it. Hashtag mashed potatoes.
Well, that's one of mine.
So that's a yes?
Yes, all day.
Hashtag to be a poker champion, you must have a strong bladder.
That is too long.
Hashtag staking JRB to play this game.
Too long as well.
That's from Yuri, Poker356. How about Edwards, hashtag state of karma?
State of karma.
That's a no. Carl, hashtag get hyper.
Like hyper turbos?
Okay, anything that's not an immediate yes is a no. Jonathan, hashtag thanks for all the shoes.
Thanks for all. I
like that.
I don't understand these.
I don't think you have to. You just got to go with your instinct.
How about Fabian's hashtag wrapped by Parappa? Nope. Okay. Oh, here we go. Hashtag Jason go to bed. You've got an FT tomorrow.
Poker alert, poker alert, poker alert.
Poker happening?
Sorry, poker's
no, please
happening.
Do.
Oh, there's
poker's
a pot.
happening.
33,000 on the turn from Talal. 38,000, sorry.
38.
And Viktor calls.
Coming along, building a pot.
This must have been a 3-bet pot, right?
It was 3-bet before the flop by Shakerchi. Started off a pretty dry board. Do we think that 4 is going to affect much?
No. I would assume Talal either has an overpair or he's bluffing. And Viktor could... I mean, he has something with showdown value. Minimum, a pair. That's not a good card for Viktor's range. I would assume he's going to check here.
Because it's likely to be some kind of overcard to his little pair?
Well, no, because Talal can have an ace. So
Talal can have an ace.
Yeah. Now, this would be a decent spot to check raise with the old 6-ball if you had it somehow. 6s, if he has an ace, he might check raise with an ace to get him to fold. Yep, there he goes. Wow.
That is a big raise.
Massive.
Shakerchi bet 54,000.
This is why I don't feel like playing this game. Look at these maniacs.
Now, Jason, let's say that you are Talal and you have an ace there. Are you compelled to call?
I might not even bet against Viktor.
Right, because so that way you can call a bet if you have to.
I'm in position, bro.
Wait, which one are you?
Talal.
Talal?
I'm saying Talal.
I might not bet an ace because I don't want to have to face.
You just want to check and see if you make sure your ace is good. Just take the pot right there, not risk getting raised.
Well, it's just so hard to get called by anything. So you're either going. Yeah, I mean, if you bet, you need to be ready to call the raise. So you may as well check.
Unless you're bluffing completely, which maybe you'd bet then.
Right, which he probably was.
Right. Makes sense.
Jonathan has sent in every permutation of 4, 5, and 9, just in case you wanted to see what it looked like, Joe.
Perfect. How many are there? 32? That's just a guess.
Matt's going to tell us.
27, apparently.
Yeah, close.
Pretty close. Pretty close. Maybe you should have picked a different 3 numbers. There would be more.
Nice idea.
It's art, Jason.
Yeah, I see it. Face.
So it doesn't work. That's why I do it.
So subtle.
Do you ever do this one?
Face.
Do you ever? What if you're on Facebook and you leave someone like a burn and then you hashtag it face and then another hashtag book?
I might do that.
It's not bad, right?
I don't really use Facebook that much anymore.
Is that why you never respond to any of my messages?
Yeah, I'll check them out. Maybe they're still on there.
Because I invited you to a barbecue last summer. I'm still waiting for a response.
I'll be there, bro.
Trickett and Haxton this hand. Trickett, the original raiser, now continuing. Ike not ready to give it up yet.
Good news for us. Ace. Spade on the turn. Ike to go, checks. Back to Sam. Bet 12 from the flop.
Oh, Doc Sands weighing in.
There we go. What's he saying?
Hashtag MERSPOG.
He does. That's what it is. That's why I thought somebody had said Merce Dog.
It's MERSPOG.
Because he's been saying Merce Pog.
Like the old game where you smash the thing.
Do you know what a pog is?
Is it a bad word?
It's a piece of garbage.
Oh man, that's not nice.
Yeah, but it's like that's what it used to be. Now it's like, yo, you're such a pog, bro. You know,
it's
like,
affectionate.
Almost, yeah.
This pot's getting kind of big, by the way.
He's not being mean.
Okay.
We're buddies.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're checking.
Yeah. Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, Doc, for weighing in.
Douche. Oh, sorry. Is that a bad word? Shouldn't probably say
The team pros can say what they want. You can't get fired.
All right. Good news.
We're in Europe. No one really cares. We don't really.
Well, it
use
just
that.
means shower here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just like it doesn't. It's not an insult at all at home.
Oh,
we use
perfect.
it as a joke insult because no one thinks it's an insult.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Trickett bet 26,000 on the turn. Check on the river. We've got 1 ace. We've got 2 aces.
Oh, welcome to your kicker.
How about that? Hashtag welcome to your kicker.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I got a thumbs up there. Did you see that? Did you see that? First attempt.
Well, kids, unfortunately, just on Matt's big victory. It's 11 p.m., which means we are going to wrap things up pretty soon. 3 hands to go. We're going to show you guys 3 more hands of this insane high-stakes action.
And before you ask, no, we can't just leave the cameras on and go to bed and let you sickos sit up for the next 17 hours.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
So these guys are going to keep playing, huh?
Forever. Until they close at 6 o'clock or something.
Matt's followed up to say, "You can't see me," refers to waving his hand in the face, in front of a face after busting a player, John Cena style.
What?
Oh, how about this one? Hashtag don't get mad, get plus EV. Wow, that got an eye roll so big that I'm surprised you couldn't hear it.
Oh man. I don't think there should ever be a hashtag with the words plus EV in them.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it with that.
3 to the flop on our third to last hand of the broadcast. Guys, do we know, is the blog following the action of the cash game? Can people here and there?
Definitive answer to a sterling question.
I asked if the blog was covering the action, and my producer just held up 3 fingers. I don't know what that means.
In some countries, it's an insult.
Yeah.
In others, it means please marry my daughter. So, I don't know.
Heinecker continuing here for 11,000 into 15. Now, Jason, I've noticed, as opposed to the tournament we've been covering for the last 5 days, that the continuation bets are sometimes, or more often, bigger. A lot of times you see like less than half pot continuation bets in tournaments. Here in this cash game, I'm seeing a lot of like 2/3 and 3/4.
They're just blasting away, right?
Yeah. What's the reason for that?
I'm not really sure why.
Just because they're sickos?
Yeah, they just really want to gamble.
Is this you not really knowing why, or is this you not wanting to share why? Oh, you don't know, huh? Boy.
Wow. Really tough crowd.
I just don't know, bro. You know.
You are the absolute worst. You are so... We have to get you in here to do commentary on a game that you have no interest in. Because then you, at least maybe you'll share an opinion for once.
Bro, if I bust tomorrow somehow, then I'll be in there.
Then
I'll be in the booth.
You'll be in the booth. No, you'll be devastated. You really going to come in the booth if you bust tomorrow?
What are you talking about? Yeah, of course. Before I play
and you'll tell us real stuff?
Maybe.
And do real analysis?
Sure.
And not go, hey, it was aces, bro.
I'll just say, yeah, man, Negreanu thought the guy was bluffing.
Nice.
So we called him.
Quality.
Because, I mean, that hand happens once in orbit, right? Negreanu calls somebody because he thinks they're bluffing.
At least once in orbit.
Yeah.
Take the over on that.
Right.
This is our penultimate hand.
You know what's going to happen tomorrow a lot, right?
Face? Shower?
No, Negreanu's going to be talking.
Oh, yeah, defo.
And then I'm going to be laughing. Because he's hilarious.
We were looking forward to the Jason Mercier ha-ha.
We're going to look for as many of the things we've referred to tonight. We want them all to feature in your game tomorrow, please.
You got it. You're going to see face, showers, all kinds of stuff.
If you could sneak like one welcome to your kicker in there for me, I'd just see it as a personal favour.
Right, yeah, I hear you.
There's going to be an opportunity, just feel free to not take it. I mean, it's there for you if you need it, is what I'm saying. Face.
Check on the river. Talal shows
trip
a 10 for trip tens.
That's the best hand, Joe.
That 3 no good. I have to share this tweet. This is going to be the last hand of the night, by the way. I have to share this tweet from Miranda, who is Vanessa Selbst's fiance. Trying to WhatsApp Vanessa Selbst, and autocorrect keeps turning chip count into chip punt. Calm down on that ish, autocorrect.
Well, you know, Vanessa's got a pile right now in the high roller.
Does she? All right, go Vanessa.
25K, so it's pretty brutal actually, because I was gonna have 5%, but I didn't play it.
Oh yeah, because you can't swap if you don't play it.
Right, yeah. And she was just like, yeah, cancel. It's like, obviously.
Face.
Good luck.
Hashtag GLGL.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Last flop of the evening. Blom v. Heinecker.
And showers?
And showers. That's
showers.
It. Showers all around. So let's put up the chip stacks as we leave things here for the evening. We'll show you guys where things are as we end our broadcast day. There it is, Ike Haxton.
Mashing.
Hashtag. Mashed potatoes.
Mashing.
Hashtag mashing. 1.2 million euros in front of that kid. Talal Shakerchi stuck just a little bit, lost his first buy-in, and at the moment he's down a little bit from where he reloaded from 750. Paul Newey at 620, Viktor at 510, Sam Trickett just under 470, and Heinecker just under 200K. And just a quick reminder, as long as we got the Merce dog here, boom, there it is. No, that's not it.
No.
That's the same exact chip count. That was almost flawless. Oh, there's the one. Tomorrow's chip counts for the main event final table, which once again starts at 2 p.m. Central European Time. Jason Mercier, 7th in chips, 27 big blinds. Are you worried about that, or you think that's plenty of room for you to move around?
No, I'm not worried about it at all. I mean, if you look at the chip stacks, you know, there's basically 6 of us that are all kind of in the same area, you know, between 800K and 1.6, and, you know, the 2 guys have a lot of chips. So anything can really happen. I'm 1 double up away from being 3rd stack. And then, you know.
That's the mindset right there. 8 players remain of the 531 who entered. Almost 2 million is the average, and those blinds are at 20 and 40K with a 5K ante tomorrow.
They're actually at 15:30 for another 20 minutes, but then they'll be at 24.
Okay. There's the money. That's what they're fighting for. 1.2 top prize.
Nice. I'm guaranteed 100K. I didn't even know that.
That's right, buddy.
I thought it was like 75.
103,000, and the prize jumps get pretty big.
All the way to the top, 1.224.
What do you think the likelihood is of a deal by heads up?
Of a deal?
400K difference between 1st and 2nd.
I mean, considering it's a lot of top pros, there's a decent chance that there's some sort of chop involved.
And we're totally upfront about those chops these days. Tomorrow's guests, we're going to have more Team PokerStars pros. Hopefully not Jason Mercier until the winner interview. Lee Jones will be back. And we also hope to bring you some more coverage of the 25K High Roller event. And if you guys want to follow this cash game action, I believe there'll be some sporadic updates on the PokerStars blog. So check out PokerStarsblog.com. And I'm sure if anything huge happens, it will go up there. This is the kind of thing that someone from the blog will just volunteer to stick around and watch all night.
Well, they're going to stay up and watch it anyway, so they may as well kind of
Exactly. Get in touch. If you want to get in touch between now and tomorrow, email us, nuts@pokerstars.tv. But tomorrow, follow the conversation all day long for that final table. Hashtag EPT Live. Again, you can follow the high roller action tomorrow if we're not covering that while we're doing the main event. That's at PokerStarsBlog.com. And be our friends on Facebook. Don't be like Jason Mercier. Don't neglect the Facebook. And look at all those languages tomorrow.
No more coming soon. It's all there. Oh, well, I'm not even going to bother reading that.
English, French, Russian, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Belgian, French, Belgian, Dutch, Latin, Spanish, Romanian, Slovenian, and Brazilian Portuguese.
At last. Brazilian Portuguese. At last. Finally. Thank God. Face.
A couple more events tomorrow, by the way. Turbo 6-handed 10K, Turbo 8-handed 2K.
There's a Turbo 10K tomorrow?
Yep, buddy.
What time?
And that's it. We are out of here, ladies and germs. We will be back tomorrow with the final table of the PokerStars of Monte Carlo Casino EPT Grand Final, 2 p.m. Central European Time. For now, good night from Monaco.